Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another...
Well, it's the Giants. It's the Giants beating the Chargers. If you know something, then you will know the Chargers suck ass.
I know you ain't out here trying to dunk on me when you guys are celebrating a tie. All right, I don't even want to hear it from you guys. You know, a lot of the people are getting mad that we talk so much football on this channel. We got people from overseas. We got fans in the Middle East, India, Europe that are like, that's not a real sport. Talk about wrestling. So, Sancho, I'm going to be the bigger man and choose to not talk about American football today simply because I don't want to. That's it. No other reason aside from I don't think that we should bore our audience with American football. Not because the Chargers lost to the worst team in the NFL, not because we lost to a rookie quarterback, not because of that, but because simply I'm making the professional choice to not talk about football today.
I got what I wanted. I got my stuff in. I'm good.
Sancho must pose then, is what you're saying here. Sancho must pose. Listen, I can't tell you the relief when you guys didn't win, because I was like, if we lost and you guys beat the Packers, it would have been the end of this relationship. I wouldn't have heard the end of it.
Hey, we're playing with house money. Dak playing MVP. Can't complain.
Folks, welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast, where one half of your hosts was just recently on the biggest wrestling podcast on the planet. See, this is the coolest wrestling podcast on the planet, but Chris Van Vliet has the biggest wrestling podcast on the planet. Sancho, I am a minor league celebrity. I do declare, Your Honor, I've went down to Hollywood and talked to one handsome Chris Van Vliet for an hour and a half. The episode's up, so if you want to binge this episode and then immediately get more wrestling conversations from me and Chris, you can go over to that podcast. But watch this one first. You have to watch this one first.
Yes. And also, I want to point out, you're right now at 17K. 2 hours, not bad.
Not bad.
You got a ways to go to beat Charles Robinson.
I don't think I'm going to beat Charles Robinson. I was looking at his past interviews, and I was like, okay, I can beat Mark Nash. He got 40,000 views. I'm gunning to beat Kelly Kelly. What did Kelly Kelly get?
80K.
I think I can beat Kelly Kelly. Now, the big question is, how did Simon Miller's episode of CVV do? Because I feel like him and I are kind of like in the same realm, and that's who I need to get more views than. Oh, no. Is it high?
202K, bro.
Oh, man, I need y'all to watch that episode on my episode on repeat. I need you guys to refresh it over and over again. This episode needs to do better than Simon Miller's episode.
I don't know, dude. I'm surprised you guys didn't talk about that spot at Destiny Wrestling. I was hoping for that because, he did spots, you did spots. I thought that was there.
Hey, we're going to talk again. That was the first of several conversations. We've already agreed that, anytime that we're in the same neck of the woods, we're going to do that again.
Now, I've noticed, I'm looking at his YouTube channel, right? The 4-time Emmy Award-winning TV host. I see on his thumbnails, he has the other person with on the thumbnails.
It's different because it's an interview about them. All right? This, Sancho, is different. It's same, but different.
I've just noticed it because it'd be weird, if he had you on the thumbnail, but it was just a picture of him,
It would be weird.
It does have your reaction face on there.
Dude, I don't know where you got that photo from. I don't even know what reaction that is. At first glance, I want to say that's Stephanie Vaquer losing the NXT Women's Championship. That's the last time I was really taken aback because I look like I'm clutching my pearls there. Like something heinous. Oh, dear. Oh, heavens. Something terrible just happened.
Something terrible, something wicked has come. But congratulations, man. I listened to it quickly. I was refreshing as much as possible because I didn't know when he uploaded, but I was like, it has to be at some point now. And then when it popped up, I was like, there he goes. There's my guy. There's my boy. My sweet baby boy. He's out there doing his thing. That's awesome, dude.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. I mean, it was like it's like if we needed a third host, Chris Van Vliet could fit in.
100%.
I mean, granted, he needs to like stoop down to a brain rotted level.
Yeah.
It's possible. Like I think he could.
He's like, the first thing he does is like, why do these guys like every episode turn on a southern accent and say "I do declare"? Why do they reference the Dark Knight every episode? Yes, the fire rises.
He's gonna go like, "Oh, I've made a mistake.
They're expecting one of us on the podcast, brother."
He's gonna be like, I should not be here. But what's really cool about the podcast is like, I'm sure you felt it. What it's like to be with like a pro, like the pros of pros, like the upper echelons of someone who knows how to guide a conversation, drive a podcast, lead an interview organically. Like that dude is the best.
Yeah,
in the
like,
business.
dude, he was so natural at jumping from topic to topic. I was taken aback at how good he is.
Does he smell good? Does he smell good?
Yeah, he looks like he smells good too, doesn't he?
Right?
He looks like he smells
crisp.
good, and he fits the bill. He smells good as well.
Like a sandalwood ocean breeze, musk, you know?
Smells of rich mahogany.
Do I look like I smell good?
You smell of tainted clothing. I don't know what it is.
Oh, like when you leave your clothes in the washer too long?
Oh yeah, like musty. Yeah. Like it's not like dirty, but it's like it's nobody dried you. You smell like wet rags. Wet dog.
I nailed it. That's it.
Folks, welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast, coolest wrestling podcast on the planet. You could, of course, be getting this episode 3 days earlier than everywhere else on the planet over on patreon.com/SantiZap. Not only do you get the podcast 3 days early, but you also get all of the other series that we have on Patreon, like the Raw reviews and SmackDown reviews that use real footage, like our match watch-alongs, our match clubs, our currently ongoing John Cena World Championship series, the currently ongoing Ryback series. I think you're probably coming to the end of that. The already finished Undertaker series and the already finished Royal Rumble series as well. So lots of content there. We had a new patron. His name is Cal. Big fan of the 49ers who came to my chat. He's like, oh, I didn't know you had a Patreon. So he signs up onto the Patreon and he's like, oh my God, there is like thousands of hours on here. Where do I even begin? Just take a bite wherever you want, brother. It's just a big, delicious cake, and you can take a bite at whatever point you want. Thousands of hours for you on the Patreon. Go check it out, folks.
I just realized I'm probably going to have to do Perth, right? Because you're going to be gone. I have to cover Perth.
That's true.
Do the review for Perth,
dude, the people,
right?
I think the people really liked your review of WrestlePalooza. So I think they'll be pleased with getting Sancho. Except that one guy that's really mad at you and hates you all the time.
There's nothing I can do, you know?
I do always find it hilarious, you know, that, hey, when you come to the Patreon, you're getting Santi and Sancho. If you despise one of us, why are you there? like everything is going to include Santi and Sancho.
Then when you jump in the week where it's like heavy me, because it's like, you know, SmackDown and then like the Ryback and review back to back. So you get like, wait a minute, where's Santi here? This is the double upload me. Hey man, you know, I do a lot of work on that Patreon. I make sure things run as smooth as possible and make sure the experience is as best as can be. I do a lot of the collecting and sorting and things of that sort, making sure the page looks crispy.
Go check it out, folks. We have a lot on there for you guys. We have a lot on there for you guys.
Pay the $5. I get a bit of it too. So
there you go. Or pay the $15. You can pay the $15 if you want. You're feeling like you're balling out. You know what I'm saying? Sancho, let's talk. Now, I will forewarn everybody. I think this episode is going to be a little bit shorter than what you're typically accustomed to. We have a bit of a wonky month, really. The next 3 episodes of Wrestling is Cool. We're in a bit of a time crunch here. For those that don't know, I'm going on a very rare vacation because I never take vacations, but I'm going on vacation to Japan. Your boy is going to be in the land of the rising sun.
The home of Yokozuna.
Yes. And of course, oh man, what is his name? Akibono.
Sancho doesn't know wrestling. Yokozuna wasn't really Japanese. Oh, come on.
I would assume people know you were rage baiting on that one. I think that was a pretty basic rage bait.
I'm a master rage baiter. What can I say?
Nice, man. Now, because I'm going to be gone, normally, like when we're on vacation, and I did it when we were in when I was in Colombia, like we'd still record. Sancho did it when he was out in California, but like the time change is just too big, right? Like we will not be able to coordinate a reasonable time for either of us to be able to record the podcast. So what you're getting is today's episode centered about all the stuff that's happening recently in wrestling, as you usually would. But then the next 2 episodes are going to be a more evergreen topic, shorter, bite-sized episodes, so that you still have something while I'm gone. It's so that you don't get to miss our faces. And even those smaller episodes will still be available early on Patreon as well, and will eventually make their way to YouTube in free feeds as well. So the content machine will still be churning. It'll just be a little bit different specifically for the podcast. All the other stuff, all the other series have either already been pre-recorded or are about to be recorded, so you're going to be fine in that regard. But just know that the podcast is going to look and feel a little bit different here for the next 3 episodes.
And that's okay. Parents go away and they come back, and that's
sometimes they don't, and then that leaves a tragic childhood backstory.
You're not gonna come back? You're gonna leave me for Japan? Dude, be careful, dude. Once you go to Japan, you're never gonna come back. I swear to you. It's a magical place. It's a serene place. It's a place where you feel like, wow, this is awesome. Just like every little detail, dude. And don't forget, they don't tip. They don't accept tips over there. You have to be sure there's no trash cans, really. You take your trash home with you. It's a lot of little things that you need to learn, Santi. Like you don't hand people money directly. They put in a little tray. You gotta put it in a little tray. Yeah. You gotta know these customs, man.
Yeah,
I've been watching
be
on the phone.
Videos. I saw that
on the phone.
I saw that. Especially not on like the train.
What'd you see?
I saw to not wear like cologne. They don't wear cologne there. You know, like strong scents is a common thing there. I saw that toilets are like crazy advanced there, so I have to get used to all of the buttons there. So
you like a bidet?
I love bidets, man. I have a bidet in my washroom down here in my office, and like I exclusively shit down here. Exclusively. It's like a pay-per-view available exclusively down here in my bathroom.
In the wall, the ball.
Yeah, man, it should be a good time, but again, we want to make sure that you guys are still getting your content. I do have a bone to pick with WWE. What the fuck? I leave on the 16th, and then they decide to do their big Tokyo Super Show on the 17th. What is it?
Damn.
What is that all about, man? It's like they knew. Yeah, that's heinous. That's just rude.
Can't you extend? Why not extend a little? Does it involve like? You're freelance. You make your own schedule. You're your own boss.
I know, but I'm going with the missus, and she isn't.
She could leave early. Come on.
She does work for a company that's like unlimited PTO, but like all of those companies that have unlimited PTO, they like guilt you when you take PTO.
Hold on. Let's see. What is the show in the 16th? Let's see the card. You might be able.
It's crazy, dude. It's like Julia, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley for the U.S. title. Like, are you kidding me? See, you would have missed out on that. Come on, dude. Yeah, I think it's a pretty nutty card, actually. From what I remember seeing. I don't know. Maybe
here we go. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Dude, you're gonna get some good Shinsuke matches out there, dude.
If we get anything Shinsuke related, that'd be crazy. I say we as if I'm going. I'm not, but I just wanted to point that out.
I'm gonna convince you. I'm gonna tell you should go.
It's not happening.
No, you're gonna go.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, well, okay. Well, you said it enough times that now I've been convinced I'm going to go.
Oh, it's not on the 16th. They say it's Friday, October. Oh, what time zone? Anyway.
Yeah, it's the 17th in Japan. I'm missing it. I know I'm missing it. Yeah.
No, you're gonna go. You're gonna go.
All right.
Oh, here it is. All right, here's the card.
Okay.
Julia defending against Io and Rhea, like you said, and then Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, Nakamura and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed.
I'm sorry, what? Nakamura and Jey Uso teaming up?
He's the baby face over there, dude.
You just said that so casually. Nakamura and Jey Uso?
And then on the 18th, Julia versus Kairi Sane. A 6-man tag, Nakamura, CM Punk, and Jey Uso versus Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. and then Io Sky, Rhea versus Roxy and Raquel. Dude, isn't it like we're like in bonkers land with Shinsuke being a face over there?
That's
Like,
yeah.
It's like if it's so cool. I kind of see that's the kind of thing you're not gonna get anywhere else, Santi. Think about it. You're gonna be reverted back to the time of
here's the thing.
Black and Gold.
I can't go now because if I go, you'll take credit for it. You'll tell the masses it was me, Austin.
Or you could just I would be thankful that you took my advice, because when is the other time you're gonna be in Japan, my friend? Like, I'm still surprised you're not trying to see a Marigold or Stardom.
I am gonna try. Wouldn't it be like, if I go to Japan and go and watch a WWE show, is that not like going to Japan and having McDonald's instead of their local food?
Bro, they got some cool McDonald's foods over there.
Still, like, that's not the first thing that you seek. Like, I'm not going to a Red Lobster in Tokyo.
Okay, when are you said dude, Monday, King of Pro Wrestling 2025.
If I have time, we'll go.
Don't do that. It's in the Sumo Hall. Do the King of match lineup. Oh, dude, this thing looks sick. Dude.
You don't know any of those guys. You looked at it. You don't know any of those guys.
No.
Let me look at the card. Oh, yeah, this is sick.
No, you got your boy from AEW, and you got Zack Sabre Jr. at the main event.
Wait,
come on.
It's Takeshita in there?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
That's actually filthy. Wait, Takeshita Zack Sabre Jr. is the match?
Yes.
Dude, okay, that's actually disgusting.
A 60-minute time limit IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match? Come on, Santi.
All right, can you send me the link to that? That's actually crazy. Yeah, I think I might actually go to that.
Here's the link. Look, check it out. And the best part of it, dude, is like it's old school. Like, you go and you have to go buy the ticket, dude.
All right.
And you love the young lions that they wrestle beforehand.
You may have won me over, Sancho. I may go check out a wrestling show in Japan.
Dude, I just have to.
The only thing was like, oh man, I was kind of hoping to detox from wrestling, but
no. This is different. This is different. Tell me. I tell you.
Same. But different.
I told my wife, I was like, we have to go to New Japan, and then we went to the Tokyo Dome. We bought the tickets, and she doesn't like wrestling, but she loves the idea of like witnessing a different culture and how they approach something. And dude, Japanese pro wrestling, it's just
how would they feel about Dr. Octopus in the front row, 6'2", 220-pound man in the front row, blocking every Japanese person behind me with my octopus hands, trying to record everything.
Oh, they would probably hate it, but at least, dude, you need to that's where you gotta disconnect.
That's why I need the new iPhone. You see the feature of being able to record yourself and record outward at the same time?
Oh, something that Android had for a long time.
Yeah. Wait, really? I didn't know that.
I just
you just made that up. You had me. You had me going. Hey, good one. You got me.
So you're gonna go.
I'll go. I won't extend my stay. I'm not gonna extend my stay for a WWE show because I plan
about the content of going to New Japan show.
That's true. I do plan on going to Survivor Series, War Games, and John Cena's retirement tour. That's pretty much all locked in. Survivor Series for sure locked in. I'm going to Survivor Series.
Oh yeah.
But John Cena's retirement tour, they just properly confirmed it today, which is funny. Like WWE did like the proper release of December 13th. John Cena in Washington D.C. is retiring on a Saturday night's main event, which is still heinous.
All right, let's see here from the count of Triple H.
The game.
It says the last time is really now. John Cena's final match is set for Saturday night's main event in Washington, D.C. on December 13th. Get your tickets now on October 17th, because after this, you can't see him. So they don't go on sale. Now, wait, there's another link they're saying they're on sale. What would you say would be the most cheapest ticket?
Oh, this is a great question. This is like Price is Right. Okay, so you got the Ticketmaster.
They don't have the entire thing. I only have access to their gold ticket plus priority pass and their champion ticket.
But like, where does that seat you? I think it's important to know. Where does that seat you?
Premium. Okay, champion is premium floor seating, and gold is lower upper level seating. Good Lord.
Gold.
Good Lord.
Okay, all right. So champion is I'm assuming the more expensive one.
Yes.
I'm gonna shoot for $6,000.
6,500.
Wow, it's embarrassing that I'm starting to get literate at understanding WWE ticket prices. That I was that close. That is somehow cheaper, believe it or not, than what I thought they were going to be.
Well, this is what it gets you. It gets you premium floor seating, a photo op with John Cena, which would be kind of cool. That's like his last time, right?
Yeah.
Be his last photo, right? John Cena gifting, which I don't know what that means. All-inclusive pre-show hospitality with appearances by John Cena and WWE superstars, which I would say, like, sometimes it's kind of a strange thing. Like, I've experienced one of them. It's kind of like you're at a buffet and wrestlers are just there and they're just wandering around, and you could walk up to them. They could walk up to you. Like, I saw Jimmy Hart, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, Austin Theory, Stephanie McMahon, and they just wander.
How
in
was
at their
meeting
own
Stephanie
time.
McMahon? That's what I thought.
Dude.
Coward. I already knew the answer. Coward.
I'm sorry, I couldn't. But I did talk out to Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Well, I've said this story before, and I just commented that they're wearing all white. And I was like, yeah, we wearing all white.
You froze, you bitch.
I'm sorry. But dude, I keep saying it. When you put your hand on Rhea Ripley's back, your life changes because you're like, damn, I could never be this cut or this, massive. You get a ringside photo op, which I think, though, those are kind of lame, though, because no one's there. It's empty.
I know, it's for the gram afterwards, for sure. It's to flex afterwards. Like, I took the AEW one, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm with you. Like, it's the kind of like same experience. I'm like, it's kind of weird, but at least I have the memory of it.
But you're not even in the ring. You're standing next to it.
Well, no, the ringside photo op is usually like a photo on the ramp. That's what it was, at least in AEW. And I like that more, taking a photo of like the backdrop of the ramp and like the Dynamite logo in the background. I thought that looked cool. The big bonus on the AEW All Elite experience was that they let me hold the actual on-screen used titles of either Tony Storm or Hangman Page. They let you hold the actual world titles for the photo, which was pretty cool.
And you see the side plates?
Yeah. They did explain, like, these are the championships that we use for TV. So, like, this is the one that you're going to see Tony Storm and Hangman carrying around. I don't know that they do that for WWE. Either way, I'm pulling us out of to a different conversation there. So, ringside photo up and all that stuff. What else?
And then the last thing, premium reserve sitting at 6 feet under with The Undertaker.
Who cares? Who cares?
You get access to John Cena memorabilia display, a credential and lanyard, and professional on-location on-site support staff. So
interesting. Okay, like I mean, I'm looking at that, and like the value of it is definitely like the premium seating and the Cena photo op, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, even meeting the other wrestlers, like, that's cool. But like, I'm paying premium for the John Cena retirement match, and I do think that there's something inherently valuable about getting a photo, getting the quick meet and greet with John Cena right before the bell rings. Is that worth $6,500? I think to the right people it would be. Like, I like now, like, when I hear, what's included in that, don't get me wrong, this isn't Santi being disconnected from the world and not recognizing that isn't an obscene amount of money. But I'm talking about like the super fan, right? I try to maybe contextualize it in other sports, right? Like, how much would the ultimate Michael Jordan fan, how much would they have paid for courtside seats to his last game and be able to take a photo and shake his hand before that final game, right? I'm sure, man, we could probably go back and look at the Lakers tickets for Kobe's last game. They were probably insanely expensive. And that'll probably be the same thing for LeBron James's retirement. I think out of all of the shows that WWE is charging obscenely, like in insane amounts for, weirdly enough, this Saturday night's main event with John Cena's retirement tour is probably the most justified pricing compared to like WrestlePalooza, for example.
To answer your question, according to Google's ticket prices for Kobe Bryant's last game on April 13, 2016 were astronomical. The average resale price of StubHub being $997, and some tickets selling over $20,000, including a pair of courtside seats that cost $27,000. Prices vary significantly depending on the seat location and how close the game was to date, with some of the cheapest tickets at the time listed at $750 to $888. So those are the levels for Kobe.
Yeah, that's 2016 numbers too,
Bryant.
right? Like the world was still economically okay, and inflation wasn't ridiculous where it was, and I would assume that in modern day, like those $25,000 tickets that you mentioned, are probably going to go close in LA, probably close to 100K.
Just to give you an idea, like looking at the gold, that doesn't include the photo op. That's the biggest thing. It doesn't include and the premium floor sitting. So the gold one, what would you give that price if you had to guess?
I'll say 2,500.
875.
Oh, that's not bad. That's
not bad. Not bad. You get lower level and upper seating. So probably the floor, and then as it goes up to the first part of the bowl.
I'm assuming it's lower bowl. Yeah, like because back of the floor is terrible seats.
100%. Access to John Cena's memorabilia display. John Cena gifting, all-inclusive pre-show hospitality with appearances by John Cena and WWE superstars. The thing is, though, is like you're gonna see John Cena up close in person, but he ain't gonna stop for anything in that when he goes into that VIP. He's going, "Hey, everybody, thank you for coming." And then he's probably gonna walk to somewhere else and say bye-bye. You know, he's not.
I thought it said photo op, so that usually
no. The champion package, you get the photo op.
Oh,
the gold does it.
Yeah, the gold, it'll be like, "Hey, poor people, should have paid a little bit more, you bunch of peasants. See ya. You can't see me literally because I'm leaving."
Then you get a dedicated priority pass entrance, and then the career lanyard, and then the on-site support staff. So what's really cool about the pre-show hospitality is the buffet is pretty nice. You get some pretty good buffet food. Pretty nice, not bad. And but you have to be very willing to go talk to the wrestlers if you want to see them. Sometimes they have a little line to see them, like a Disney character. The Austin Theory was the United States champion at the time, so he had the belt. You could take a photo with it. You know?
Hey, LA Knight, I do impressions for a living. Can I do an impression of you?
Hey,
I'm LA Knight. I'm out here knighting. It's one of Sancho and I's favorite Instagram reel, guys. We should probably, with how much we reference him, we should probably figure out what his actual Instagram handle is and give him a shout out. It's this guy that goes up to
Hambone Adam, I think.
Yeah, it's this guy that goes up to Disney park employees that are wearing like the outfits, right? The actors, and he just, "Hey, Fiona, can I do an impression of you?" "Sure." "Hey, I'm Fiona. I'm out here Fiona-ing." And it's a wonderful time.
Let me just look at our DMs because we just send them back and forth.
I think I sent you one of him doing Tinkerbell recently.
The best ones is when he gets the Disney princesses to say something like, "Oh, that was cute," and he's like, "Hey." Yeah, but that's gonna be you, dude. In Tokyo, you're gonna really like Tokyo, Japan, in all the fun things. Oh, here we go. Yeah, his name is Ham with 3 M's Bone Shorts.
Brother, I need you to get better branding. That sucks. That's way too complicated. I'm going to the Muscle Girls bar. I'm going to the Muscle Girls bar on the Sunday. And I looked it up. I looked up the Muscle Girls bar Instagram, and like they've got like a page for like all of the roster members. And there's a couple of people who are like, I don't know what the term is for the girl wrestlers, but like they're their version of like Young Lions and like Stardom and Marigold. So I guess they moonlight as Muscle Girl bartenders. And then, by daytime, they're trained as professional wrestlers. Can't wait. I'm going to be live streaming from the Muscle Girls bar if I can. Should be a good time. They allow live streaming, so hell yeah. I'm in.
Dude, you're going to get chopped to oblivion, dude. Chopped to oblivion.
And I will pay for it.
Are you going to John Cena's last match?
Yes. Yeah. That's not negotiable. I'm going to go. It'll be a birthday present to me. Maybe I can convince a sponsor to get me the fucking meet and greet with John Cena. That would be unreal. Certainly, like I would make a vlog experience out of it as well. But that the intention is to go. I fully intend on going. What about you? Fuck you. All right, why'd I even ask? Let's move on to the topics of the show.
You want me to spend $6,000? $6,000? Not only that, to fly to Washington, D.C.? Oh, for what? To see John Cena wrestle in a commercial-heavy show? And then he's going to do a little retirement speech that's going to get cut off? And who is he going to wrestle? Who? You
Dude,
think he's going to wrestle? Yes, that is going to be the big question. You want me to go spend $6,000 for a 2-hour commercial heavy PLE
Wait, hang
smack?
on. It might not
What?
be commercial heavy. It's not going to be on TV. It's just on Peacock.
You sit on the throne of hypocrisy. You said, "Oh, Cena Right's main event is just a glorified house show."
Yeah, but it's Cena's last match.
And here you are.
Do you think I don't see the hypocrisy? I live in the hypocrisy when it comes to this. Anything and everything related to John Cena is A-okay as far as I'm concerned, Sancho West.
You know what? You stumbled upon my segment. Is this a safe place?
Go ahead. What's
And I didn't even tell you
is this a
what
safe
the
place of today?
is. I woke up today and I chose violence. You want to hear this one?
Yeah, tell me.
Do you think AEW would have booked John Cena's last year better than WWE? Hear me out before you get all hippity-poppity over and out there in the comment section. If you would have think, how would AEW approach a character like John Cena retiring? They would have just gone straight up, greatest matches ever, right? Greatest hits, that's it. No storylines, no hubbub. It's this week he's facing this. This week he's facing this person. This week he's facing that person. We're going to give him a dream match. We're going to do this dream match, that dream match, and that's all we're going to do, brother. Santi Zap with the Wrestling School community is raising your hand. Yes.
List me 5 of these greatest hits that would happen in AEW.
No, not with AEW wrestlers. I'm talking about with the same talent pool of the WWE. Like if Tony Khan.
Oh, well, that's not, the question isn't would AEW book it better. The question is would Tony Khan working in WWE book it better?
Yes.
I was going to say, I'm like, what greatest hits aside from Cope do you have on there? Like you could maybe do Jericho. You could have done some different stuff with like Omega, yes. Right? Like there was definitely cool stuff to do.
Referencing the Sting type of retirement tour. Now, granted, Sting was a tag team wrestler at the very end, but I'm talking about the idea of dream match. If that's a better question, that's a better framed question, I would say, more precise. If Tony Khan was booking John Cena's retirement tour, would have been better than Triple H's WWE laced booking tour.
I think so. And I'll tell you why. It's not just as simple as me saying, Tony Khan, better booker. Ha ha ha, go AEW, tribalism. I think that Tony Khan would have booked that as a fan. Because Tony Khan, at the end of the day, is a mark. You know, he's just a mark with a lot of money. And I think he would have booked that in a way that a mark would have loved to see the John Cena retirement tour, which, like you said, greatest hits after greatest hits after greatest hits after greatest hits. I do think that to a certain degree, especially when it comes to Brock Lesnar, that the decisions were made not to appease the fandom and to create a fan service laced retirement tour, but it was to meet certain corporate demands, right? Certain stakeholders and stockholder demands to increase the value of ticket pricing. Like in no world should they have run Brock Lesnar and John Cena the way that they did, right? I think anybody and their dog at this point agrees that that was just a colossal failure. I just don't think that that's how Tony Khan would have booked that, because I do think that Tony Khan, to his benefit and to his detriment sometimes, books like a fan.
And that's what I mean. Like AEW has the ability, or let me reframe that. Tony Khan has the ability to give the fans what they want to see. The only struggles of Tony Khan is stringing them together to make a cohesive storyline that could kind of work in all levels, to where you could say, what I would give credit to the WWE machine is that if I missed a week of wrestling, I know 2 weeks later they're going to catch me up on everything, and they're going to make sure that we're all on the same page before we head to the PLE, right? When sometimes with Tony Khan's booking is that it gets so complex that you kind of lose what's happening, and then all of a sudden it all comes together on the pay-per-view, and then you're going to go like, wait, what's going on with this match? You're like, oh, you had to watch like 4 weeks ago for something. You're like, wait a minute, it gets very complicated in that aspect, right? Whereas the WWE has a great way of making sure that, hey, we're going to baby step our way through to this feud, but we're going to make sure that we hit it over and over and over again, so you understand what's happening throughout this entire time. That's the thing, that the thought behind this question, because I was like, man, really, really thinking about John Cena's retirement tour and the twists and turns it took and the story that it took and how everything fell apart when The Rock disappeared and Travis Scott got let go, all these kinds of things. And you're just sitting there like, what did we want? We just wanted the greatest hits and we want what's being presented now-ish, right? Except Brock Lesnar. We wanted, okay, now he's taking a stop in CM Punk land. Fantastic. This is fun. I'm having a great time. Now everybody's pining for Edge. Oh, that'd be a great way to send him off. Another stop in that. And I think the reason why, Santi, is at the end of the day, the WWE is at a crossroads of, do we promote the next star or do we send John Cena out with like the greatest hits? And I think that's the toughest thing to do because AEW is going to go, we're going to send him out as a star in his greatest hits. Just look at Sting. The logical pro wrestling thing to do that everybody was like, it doesn't make sense to have Sting win on the way out was what AEW did. They had Darby and Sting beat the Young Bucks and become champions. And then when they became champions, he just let the belt go. Would that be something possible for John Cena to win and then relinquish the title or just take the belt home? I don't know. But that's just what I mean. The difference of styles more than ever between Tony Khan and the Triple H and the WWE machine is Tony Khan, I think you nailed it, saying that he books like a fan more so than a Triple H WWE booking does.
Yeah. When it comes to John Cena winning or losing, I think we are in the realm where John Cena could win. He's one of the few names that has earned the ability to go out on top. Sting is one of those, right? And I feel like Sting did kind of buck the trend of going out on top, going out as a champion, and he kind of created the expectation of a John Cena. However, I see, dude, if John Cena was down to clown to get eaten alive by Brock Lesnar, he seems like the type of guy that's down to go out losing. That just seems like the type of guy that John Cena is. I think he's going to lose.
But it didn't work for Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. That didn't work. Where Undertaker all of a sudden said, okay, and then he put his boots down. We're like, wait, what?
I know there's a difference, though. There's a difference. We know this is John Cena's last match. We didn't know that was Taker's last match. And it wasn't Taker's last match, by the way. He still had more, which, that's the downside of this wrestling world where, people just tend to come back. Cena, I believe he's never coming back. He seems like the type of guy to honor that. And funny enough, it does bring to question, like, we are both in a fortunate and an unfortunate position to be able to know when John Cena is retiring. It's unfortunate because it creates this sense of dread as we kind of get towards the last day. But then
dread for everybody or just you?
For me, for John Cena fans, like, it's dread in the, like, oh no, we're losing, like, our guy, we're losing Cena. But it's also joyful in the sense that, like, I get the pleasure of knowing when my GOAT's last match is. Most people don't get that. Most people don't know when their favorite's last match is going to be, either because they aren't big enough to get a retirement tour like a John Cena, they aren't important enough to get a retirement send-off match, or they just kind of retire impromptu without you knowing, or they get injured in their last match, right? We get to know when John Cena's career ends, which means we get to say goodbye, for better or for worse.
So hear me out. I'm going to go back to my original question because I don't want people to lose the plot of, I think the WWE's presentation of John Cena could have been a little bit better in how I've seen it done in other promotions, like a Tony Khan led one in AEW. Like, imagine if you had a match with CM Punk where there was really no storylines attached to it. It was just like, hey, this is the last time you're going to see CM Punk. And
what
John
they're doing
Cena,
with AJ Styles.
Right, is what they're doing with AJ Styles, which really does feel like an AEW type of, there's nothing behind him. And then literally AJ Styles in the promo like, hey, Dragon Lee, you're really cool and all, but I want to go ahead and wrestle John Cena, and I like beating him up. And that's all he said about it. The point I'm trying to make is it would have been interesting in a kind of a way if everything was a one-off, as the WWE kind of hints every now and then, like, this is the last time versus Randy, the last time versus CM Punk, the last time versus X wrestler. Why couldn't there be more pomp and circumstance of the respectful, like, adios, dude. Let me go ahead and shake hands with you, CM Punk. I appreciate everything you've given me. There would have been a little bit more of a pomp and circumstance in the presentation, as if, like, later, dude, great matches with you, great history. We're closing this chapter. Randy Orton, great history, great matches. I'm closing this chapter with you. There would have been a little bit more of that. And I wish that's what I mean when I ask that question. When I look at it all said and done, of the retirement tour of John Cena, and if you gave me this option where it was trying to be story driven, trying to be remaining in the WWE lexicon of developing a character and exploring heel Cena versus let's just showcase this feud, that feud, and complete this feud and give the gratitude and the reverence of each entire feud of John Cena, that for me would have been a much more useful point of his time and impact. Because imagine if he didn't have a match against The Rock, but instead had a final promo with The Rock. And there you kind of feel like, okay, this is the last time we're going to see these two guys together in a WWE ring. We would have been like, yeah, all right, man, that's awesome. Boom. If you know that your wrestler's last week ever, don't leave open-ended questions. Don't do that, because that's what happened with The Rock and Cena. They thought, oh, we'll leave this open-ended plot of The Rock and John Cena, the final boss, John Cena turning heel. And what happened? It bit them in the ass when they could have had an opportunity to just like, let's go ahead and put a nice little capsule, boom, chapter Rock and Cena, and let's close that chapter. There's just so many options that I said this way long before in my videos on YouTube, that this is going to be always studied for the end of time of John Cena's retirement tour.
I pretty much agree with everything that you're saying here. I think that would have been the best case scenario, especially now with the power of hindsight, knowing with what they ultimately ended up trying. I commend them for trying heel John Cena. It gave us logical story-based reasons to explore Randy Orton and CM Punk in a different dynamic, as opposed to just, hey, let's run this match for the sake of running this match, which honestly they could have gotten away with if they just wanted to run the match for the sake of running the match. But I commend them for trying something different from a storyline perspective to try and give us a different alternate universe Earth X style of look at these old feuds. No spoilers, no spoilers.
Whoa.
It allowed us to look at these old feuds that we've seen so many times in a different light. The problem was that the catalyst for how we got there was this open-ended thing with The Rock. It was this thing that requires the involvement of third parties that aren't there on a regular basis to pay off a story that has a limited amount of time. They even made a point of showcasing to us the limited amount of dates that this entire saga had. So to anchor such an important retirement to a third-party element that you cannot control, that you have no say over, I think was the fatal mistake in this retirement tour. Here's the thing. I still like it more than I dislike it. I just wish that it was done better. This is one of those where I'm like, I was hoping for perfection. I really was hoping for perfection when it came to John Cena's retirement.
And here's my other point for the people that still may have not been listening to me. What I've been trying to make my point is that look at AJ Styles and John Cena. This is the exact way that AEW would have booked a match. Exact way Tony Khan would have put a match together, where you would have had no kind of point to lop off from in terms of the current story and be like, we're going to just do this match because it's a dream match and it's what you guys wanted. And that's what John Cena said, which I still don't think it's really what John Cena said on his Expos. But that's what John Cena was kind of saying, that, hey, the fans want it. Triple H didn't book this. You did. You the one that made this happen. Thank you so much. AJ Styles comes on Monday. Y'all make this happen. You gave me John Cena. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for saving me from a Los Americanos. That's what he's basically out there saying. So this is an example of a little taste, Santi, of what we would have had if another bizarro world, another timeline, Santi, if we decided to book showcase matches for John Cena's retirement run. I'm seeing excitement. I'm seeing a lot of people who are, it doesn't need TV time. All it needs is video packages, because John Cena is not going to appear until Perth. So it's going to be packages. I don't think we're going to get AJ Styles out there promoting, because he kind of just summed it up. I just get to beat John Cena one more time. That's it. And we're going to be ready. And then when the match bell rings, we're going to be like, showcase match, John Cena versus AJ Styles, Mr. TNA versus WWE. Let's go. And that's the kind of booking that I think would have really benefited from John Cena's retirement tour, because then you could say, for the last time ever, then you could start, let's wove in some stories. Let's try to meld something into it, because no matter what story they attach to Santi, it's going to be second fiddle to John Cena's last run, to John Cena saying goodbye, to all the video packages of John Cena's Ruthless Aggression era, from John Cena coming out with Thugonomics. Like, all that's going to be part of the package. It's not going to really matter who that opponent is unless they pull some crazy magic out of their hat that people really, really want. Edge. I don't see that happening. There's too many red tape. There's too many hurdles. There's too many outside third-party factors, like you mentioned, my friend. But brother, if all of a sudden John Cena standing in the middle of the ring and on this day he saw clearly, and clearly you start to see John Cena and Edge, woo, it'd be like that one picture of the red flag and blue flag, dude. All of a sudden AEW and WWE are reunited for just one moment for the GOAT of wrestling.
Listen, there was a point where the United States and the Soviet Union teamed up. All right, it can happen. It can happen.
It's you and me.
That's true. Well, I'm still waiting to backstab you at any moment. Actually, no, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to like pull out like the Game of Thrones red wedding on me and force yourself on the thumbnail.
you're gonna grab my wrist and then lift it up a little bit. You're gonna see chainmail on your. Ooh, dude, what a great
chainmail with a bunch of like your thumbnail faces on it.
Yes. Oh, what a great show! What a great episode. Was that your favorite episode? I still think the Battle of the Bastards is my favorite episode.
I like Battle of the Bastards because it's not my favorite episode, but I like Battle of the Bastards because it is just like a Michael Bay movie. It makes no sense when you really analyze the Battle of the Bastards. It is about as plot armor as it gets for Jon Snow. Kind of ridiculous that he survived that, but it is a fun popcorn episode, but it's nowhere near the best episode of Game of Thrones.
Who's the Jon Snow of the WWE?
Who's the
You gotta think about this. The bastard of the WWE.
It's Cody Rhodes.
Oh,
of course, dude. He's the literal bastard of the WWE. He comes from a different royal family that's not McMahon. He was casted aside like bastards usually are in the world of ice and fire.
To the wall.
He got sent to the wall of AEW. You know, he served his watch. You know, now his watch is ended, and here he is, undeniable in WWE. It's so clearly Cody Rhodes. Best episode of Game of Thrones, by the way. It's either the Battle of Blackwater Bay, the Red Wedding, or the Mountain versus the Viper.
Good old Pedro Pascal, dude. Who's the Viper of the WWE? That's a good one. That's a tough one.
Oh, who's the Red Viper of Dorne of WWE?
You could say Sean because he's charismatic, but that's different. There's something.
Dude, it might be LA Knight. You know, a different main eventer has come around. All right, we gotta crush LA Knight's skull and send him out down to feud with the New Day.
LA Knight's winning, and all of a sudden you're like, no.
I think we figured it out. I think it's LA Knight. I think he's Oberyn Martell. Yeah. Zacho,
let's his eyes out, dude.
Let's talk about Jay and Roman. What do you make about what's going on here? You got Roman Reigns just returning back to the WWE for the 13th time this year. He seems to be.
Is it a return if he's gone for a week?
It was a month. It was a month. You know, it was since since Clash in Paris, I believe. Yeah. So it was an entire month. So 4 weeks. That's enough to call it a return. And I'm
going to say when you come back to the podcast, it's a return.
Can we do an OTC returns graphic? Roman is back in the WWE. Somebody in my chat, said something that made me think, and I wanted to explore that. Is Roman Reigns back as a heel? I asked that because it might not be a heel in the traditional sense of like he beats up the good guys, right? He came out there, he returned with a chair, and he beat up the Vision. That's a babyface thing to do. But when you look at the bigger picture, the storyline that's being told, which is Jey Uso going to go down the dark path of becoming a tribal chief? Is he going to become a tyrannical version of Jey Uso like Roman Reigns became? The way that he becomes that more evil, tyrannical version of himself is through Roman. So if we're looking at just the story of Jey Uso's evolution, you could make the argument that Roman is the heel there and Jimmy's the babyface. devil and the angel on your shoulders. If I look at it that way, Roman is kind of the bad guy in this tale, in this saga, because the story that we're following here is that of the morality balance of Jey Uso, and it is Roman Reigns that's tipping him into the what would be more considered bad than good. What do you think of that analysis that was provided by one of my viewers? Because it made me think.
Yeah, it made you think, but I mean, Roman is just saying, watch out for yourself. Didn't Hogan say everything's a shoot in this business? Huh? You think Roman's gonna let his brother get taken or his cousin to get taken advantage of?
Wait. What's a shoot?
What's a shoot? Well, what did you mean, brother? Oh, Logan. Yeah, dude, I think it's much more complex than that. And I think that's what makes it work. I think what the WWE realized more importantly than ever, and I was gonna make a video on this, is that Jey Uso works better as a tweener. He doesn't work great as a babyface. Yes, he sells merch, but he's not comfortable in that realm. He's much more comfortable dipping his toes in the heel side and trying to be saved or salvation. Like, that's the best thing about it. But what I enjoy about this feels like very Machiavelli type of play for Roman Reigns, right? This feels like a Emperor Palpatine and Anakin Skywalker type of vibe, right? He's not necessarily doing it out of evil, though, Santi, like a heel would. He's doing it because he loves Jey and he wants to see Jey succeed. And that's the best kind of quote unquote evil, because that stems from love. This is not like I want this because I want to take over the WWE and rule type of situation. This is more like, I love Jey Uso so much that I know he has potential to be main event, and he's gotten to that point, but he is missing something, and he's missing that tenacity like anything, and it's coming from a place of love. And the only thing that I'm hoping that it does happen is I'm hoping that it becomes successful. We can't have Jey Uso tip the scale to this point and not actually topple everything over, because then it'd be like, what the point? It'd be like a SmackDown match. We get a banger SmackDown match and then it ends in a DQ. Let Jey Uso take control of the bloodline. I keep saying that. I'm going to keep saying it every time we get close to this point until it actually happens. He needs to take over the bloodline.
But what does that look like? Who is the bloodline? Is it just subjugating Jimmy?
Everybody.
So like bringing in the MFTs, bringing in Solo, Roman, maybe new members, maybe a Zillafod too. Like, do you really see a Bloodline 2.0 here? Because we talked about this last week, where like my reasoning for like not loving the idea of this is just because he's not Roman and he's never going to be on the level of Roman. So like, do I want to see something that I think at first glance on paper, I don't actually know if it will be, that I think would just be worse than the original?
I don't think so, because this is a thing that is coming from, it reminds me of The Godfather. You got Roman's Brando. He's the old guy, right? And then you got Jey Uso, the Al Pacino, and he's going to take over. You got to have the bloodline strong here, man. I do believe they tossed it away because Roman's just not around enough, and they haven't figured out who could carry the mantle of the bloodline. And they figured out
nobody liked Godfather Part 3. You know, and that's where we would be, because Godfather Part 2 was.
We're going to be Godfather 2 with Jey Uso.
What was the whole year of Solo Sikoa? Was that Godfather 1.5, like Lion King 1.5? Like what was that then? Where did that go?
I'm just saying, dude. It may feel like a direct to DVD type of vibe for the bloodline, but it's going to be a good one if they just believe in it. I see it. Do you see like how different Jey Uso feels when he's torn between, you know, getting his own and doing what he thinks is right for the WWE? What was it? Who said that? Someone said that, right? Was it? I don't want to say it was Karrion, but someone else said that. I think it was directed to Cody. Was it John Cena? It was John, right? Talking to Cody, talking about there's going to be moments where they're just going to throw you away. And when you're going to do, you got to think for yourself. You got to do what
we were doing. Like you and I were comparing it to like Toy Story.
Yeah.
Maybe throwing away the toys. I agree. Like, I think that this is a far more interesting version of Jey Uso. I'm certainly not disagreeing. I think it's a better version of Jey Uso, but a way worse version of Roman, which is what we will always compare it to. We will
not
always
if Roman signs
compare
off
it to
on
that.
it. Not if Roman kind of is the guy that is the one that's pushing him, that's goading him, that's molding him, that's creating him in his own image.
So you think that it will be better if Roman basically gives the okay, this is the guy that's taking over, like you'll be bought in? I don't know. I don't think so.
It's whatever. What I'm saying, Santi, is you got to commit.
Listen, I've
Right?
yet to commit to the new guy on Blue's Clues. Once Steve left from Blue's Clues, it was never the same. They try to bring in all these other guys, and I'm like, that's not my guy. That's not my Steve. And I feel like to this day, when people talk about Blue's Clues, they talk about Steve from Blue's Clues. Who are the other nerds? Let me look these guys up. Who are the other nerds that took over of Blue's Clues?
Steve put over the other dude the
he
way
did,
that Roman,
bro. He was on his way to college and said, "Hey guys, this is my cousin, whatever the hell. He's gonna be taking care of you guys now." Okay, so it's Steve. This is important. We need to figure this out.
Did Steve leave Blue behind?
Yes.
You're telling me that Steve could not take Blue with him to college? Did Steve visit Blue?
Well, it's okay.
No. This is important. This is important. You're telling me that the guy that's the most over babyface in children's television at that time, Steve said, "I gotta go. Bye. This is my cousin," and left Blue behind, would have got the reverence of you take Blue with you, introduce a new dog. I'm just trying to say that.
Okay, so who's the new Blue? Because I thought we were looking for a new Steve. So you've changed the narrative here.
I'm just saying that Steve is not as good as a guy as Roman's going
to
be.
But okay, so in my eyes, Steve is the Roman and Blue is the bloodline. Roman leaves the bloodline behind for Joe to take over, which funnily enough is Roman's real name, for Joe to take over. And the Blue's still there. The bloodline is still there, but nobody thinks of Joe on the same level as Steve. Certainly not Josh, the new guy. Josh is not on the same level as Steve. People will always compare the current host of Blue's Clues to Steve because that is the guy that created the thing that you know and love. People will always compare Jay to Roman if this is the exact path that they go down. And I am here to say, Your Honor, I do declare that just like Joe cannot lace Steve's boots, and neither can Josh, Jay cannot to Roman's boots. I do declare.
You acting as if Roman's going to just like ride off to the sunset. No, he's going to continue to be a factor in the bloodline. He's going to be part of
Steve appeared from times. I've got it right here. Steve has since graduated from college and now runs Blueprints Detective Agency and appears as a reoccurring character. What do you say now, Your Honor? I am dismantling you with Blue's Clues. How do you feel? And still, Blue's Clues has not reached the same level of reverence that it had since Steve was the host.
Would you rather just have Blue's Clues go away?
No,
and rob Blue's Clues and Blue of his children after the fact? No more Blue's Clues? That's what you wanted?
Hey,
that's
man,
what you want?
That I'm okay for the next generation to experience Blue's Clues. All right, I'm fine with the next generation getting to experience a new bloodline. I'm just telling you that those like me and you that were around to see the original Blue's Clues will know that it's just not as good as it once was if they just run Jay being the tribal chief.
Well, okay, they're not going to dress him like Roman. They're not going to have him acknowledge him. He's not going to be like, acknowledge me. No, this is going to be main event Jay Uso as the leader of the bloodline. The trouble with Blue's Clues is they kept the same songs. They kept the same shirt almost. The dude dressed the same.
Same house.
That same house.
You still had the mailbox, you still had to sit down in your thinking chair.
Time, you had Mr. Pepper and Mrs. Salt, all the same shit. I'm telling you now, that is not going to be, it's going to be different with Jay Uso running the house because he's going to have Jimmy, his brother, his right-hand man, and they're going to have Solo Sikoa, and they're going to have Jacob Fatu, and they're going to have Tala Tonga, and they're going to have Tonga Loa. They're going to have the ability to just reign over the WWE, and not just on one show, on multiple shows, and it's going to be led through a new blood of Jay Uso.
So, in essence, to put a bow on it, what you're saying is it's going to be same, but different.
That's right. Exactly.
Dude, this is why you listen to this podcast. We just turned the bloodline conversation into Blue's Clues, and it made a tremendous amount of sense. It made a tremendous amount of sense. Oh man, I was a mark, man, for Blue's Clues.
You popped.
I popped every single time they had to sit down in the thinking chair and think.
I was an Arthur guy. Arthur was the GOAT.
And I said, hey.
Yeah, we've done that before.
What a wonderful kind.
Stop. Don't get me again.
Don't. We can learn to work and play.
And get along with each other.
You got to listen to your heart. Listen to the beat. That will never not get a 90s kid to pop.
Is that the I'm a Real American theme song of the kids era?
Yeah, man. Arthur Must Pose. I think you might be right. That might be the Real American of PBS shows.
And you know who's and then Bruno Sammartino's Mr. Rogers.
Sure.
And then Daniel Tiger. Well,
who's the Bluey? I know Bluey's big right now. Who's the Bluey of WWE
right now, dude?
Yeah, I know Bluey's hot.
That's hard because it's not like a Cody Rhodes, right? Because Bluey didn't like go away and then come back type of situation. Bluey is just the guy going forward. Will Ospreay?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, different flavor, you know. Maybe hasn't quite reached the top of the mainstream just yet. Hasn't quite reached the Peppa Pig levels, but it will probably at some point.
Seth Rollins could be.
Do you think Seth Rollins is Peppa Pig?
No, we're forgetting about the newest hotness is Coco Melon, dude. Coco Melon is the extreme brain rot of children's television.
Oh, nice.
So that's the one that's the hard to beat. That's the one that's like everybody's like, yeah, don't let your kids watch Coco Melon because it is a algorithm trap of just cesspool of
Is John Cena Barney the dinosaur?
Oh, yes.
Right?
You nailed it.
Yeah, he's Barney the dinosaur, 100%. Right down to the colorful colors.
Right down to that's what The Rock said.
Yeah.
You think you ever seen Death to Smoochie?
No, I have not. What is that?
Watch that movie, please.
Death to Smoochie?
Yeah, Edward Norton, Danny DeVito, I believe, and Robin Williams. You need to watch Death to Smoochie.
All right, okay.
Dark comedy. Watch it tonight. Guarantee you'll have a good time.
All right. Are you having a good time with Rhea and Io and their Darman level acting on PBS that they're doing? Let me take this here for a second.
Sure.
Sancho, Your Honor, is the acting corny? Yes. Is it reaching to levels of cringe?
Yes.
You could absolutely make that argument. But I do declare it doesn't matter because look at the talent that's in there. They're going to put together a heater of a match, a sequence of matches throughout the next several months that I think are going to be absolutely wonderful. You've got Rhea and Io, two women that already put together, have put in 2 match of the year contenders this year. And then Asuka and Kairi, 2 really, really solid workers that are getting the most screen time that I've ever seen them get. And Kairi seems to be getting over with this, this forced accomplice role that she's playing. I think that this is going to end up being great. Even if the acting is a little bit sad, Io Sky's fake crime was really bad, but it's cringe and corny to the right amounts of levels for me. Where like I can live with it and I can enjoy it. But more than anything, I can accept it because I just know the matches are going to be absolute heaters.
First off, this is not the Oscars. This is not the Academies. This is pro wrestling, man.
It's pro wrestling.
What are you expecting? When I saw the segment of Rhea and Io, when Io is just covered in poison mist, and then they were like being a little bit more tender with each other, I played the Dawson's Creek. For to be over, because that's the vibes. Like I was like, doo doo doo. She's like, Rhea, are you okay? And Io's like, doo doo doo.
I know, at some point we're gonna get the moment where it's like standing at the blank page before you, open our dirty window. We're gonna get that moment. Release your inhibition, feel the rain on your skin.
Riptide, boom.
We're gonna
It's
get that
be-
moment. I called it Degrassi, and I'm
Yes, I
now
know.
like, oh wow, man, like I was bang on in that comparison. This is some Degrassi level storytelling.
Someone edit like a Degrassi episode. That'd be sick, dude.
Yes,
Because there's a
dude.
lot of talented people out there.
I
That's a
do
viral video.
ask. I do
Yes.
ask. Why was EO still blue after like 2 hours? Shower. Go to the
Rhea was
bathroom.
blue for a long time.
Yeah,
Just
shower,
sell it.
guys.
Sell the poison mist, dude. That thing doesn't come off. You got to get some chemicals to get that off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta bleach it out.
Yeah. Somebody was telling me like, what do you like about the poison mist? I'm like, dude, it's just old school. It just feels right. It's such a great way for a heel to get one over on a over mega powered OP baby faces with poison mist. There's nothing. It's like immediately cuts you in half, puts you down on 1 HP. That's what I love about a good poison mist. The day that someone, I don't think I've ever seen anyone no sell poison mist in my life.
That's very true. I remember. Think about like the power imbalance of Tajiri back in the 2000s and Triple H, the Golden Shovel, Reign of Terror, World Heavyweight Champion, Sledgehammer, Triple H. Triple H sold Tajiri's Poison Mist like it was like the end of days, not Baron Corbin's move, but like the actual rapture. So you're right, there is something cool about like it being such a big equalizer for a lot of these wrestlers. I do think it'd be funny, and at some point, I'd like to see a non-Japanese wrestler do it. Like, it'd be kind of cool if, like, Omos all of a sudden had the poison mist. he's giant, huge, and he poisons you. Now that's powerful.
You'd
have to spit down though.
You have some interesting takes. So poison mist on top of the head.
Yeah, come on, man. Omos with the poison mist. That's like souping up a tank.
That's like a Jurassic Park mega dinosaur, like in the later series. That's what it is. It's like we've cloned this dinosaur, mixed the DNA. Now the T-Rex has spit out whatever vile thing that what is it? The Dilophosaurus? What is those things?
I don't know. But hey, let's not forget
that spit Newman in the face.
He one has spent a lot of time in Japan. And two, was mentored by a Japanese wrestler in Tozawa. So there are connections that maybe might be able to bring the ancient Japanese art of the poison mist to Omos. And I'm just saying, don't discount it.
Like allegedly Chad Gable just immediately becoming a luchador by putting on the mask?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I think that Omos is more of a Japanese wrestler than Chad Gable is a luchador. Thoughts? Because I think I'm right.
Allegedly.
I
think the WWE ruined the opportunity of giving us Groot and Rocket Raccoon and Micro Man and Omos. We could have had at least a week out of that, a month at least.
I honestly,
at least at Worlds Collide.
When you pitched it, I loved it immediately. Especially when you said Groot and Rocket Raccoon. I was like, yeah, I'm in. This works in every regard.
It would have been dope.
So Rhea and Io. What's this doing to you? Is it working for you? Where do you see this going? Give me some thoughts here.
My only gripe about it, and I know people in the comments going, "No, American fans not happy with everything." It's just like Rhea is just. I miss her with gold, man. It just feels. It's like you're missing something, you know. You're walking out of the house without your wallet or your phone. Doesn't feel right.
I get it, but. What's the point of putting her in the gold conversation right now when it's Crown Jewel and then War Games? It's inevitable. I think come the new year, we are eventually going to have to explore Stephanie and Rhea Ripley. But right now, it's that filler time of the year where it's the same thing with like Drew McIntyre right now. Like Drew McIntyre should be in the world title picture. He should be in the conversation. But no, they got him in a filler feud right now with Jacob Fatu. It's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. That is a feud that I've been wanting for a while. But like World Gold is where that man should be perennially at all times. But there's no room for it. There's no room for an LA Knight in World Gold right now. Not that there ever is for LA Knight, seemingly. He's getting his head squished by the game.
Look, wait, time out. I could tell you how Drew and Jacob's going to go. It goes the same way, right? Drew's going to always come out and complain. Jacob's going to tell him you complain a lot, which they already did that. They already part one done, right? Of the Drew McIntyre feud. Drew McIntyre is going to eventually jump Jacob Fatu a couple of times. They're going to go back and forth. And then maybe, right, there's going to be an opportunity where Jacob Fatu could destroy Drew McIntyre, and he's not going to do it. And guess what? Drew McIntyre is, and then that's it. And then Drew gets beaten up, and then Jacob, and nothing happens. The same thing happened with Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest got beaten up a bunch, and all of a sudden Damian gets won over Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre come back, they go back and forth, and then all what they had that match at Mania, and you're like, oh, I guess Damian Priest is done. Where Drew McIntyre stands tall. No, not so fast. Let's have a cage match. Let's have Drew lose to Damian, and then nothing happens to both of them. It's the same thing's gonna happen with Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. It's gonna be even. It's gonna be for par, you know? It's going to be like all of a sudden you're down 13-0. You go ahead, you go up, you score a safety, and then you go up and you score so many points and you go into halftime, you're leading, right? And then all of a sudden you go back and forth, your quarterback throws over 400 yards and bam, you go 40-40, right? You're up by 40 and all of a sudden they throw the ball. The Jordan Love throws the ball, boom, hits the back of the guy and there's 1 second left on the clock and that's BS. It ends at a time. That's what Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre is going to be. It's going to be a Sunday night football match where it's just the Packers versus the Cowboys, and all of a sudden nothing happened, as if we didn't even enjoy these 3-4 hours commitment and nothing happened. That's what Jacob Fatu and Drew is going to be, except we're going to be wasting weeks and weeks of time of in-ring matches, and then nothing's going to happen between the two.
Okay, but what about afterwards? What happens afterwards? Do we get Drew in the main event? Do we get Jacob in the main event? Does Jacob go after the U.S. title? Like, the reason I right now, almost like what happens now almost doesn't matter because it's Crown Jewel and Survivor Series season. I'm trying to think beyond that. You know, like, can we keep Drew McIntyre hot enough during this lull period where when it comes time for things to matter, like Royal Rumble season, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, can he be in the same breath, in the same conversation as these main eventers? Same thing goes with an LA Knight. Hell, right now, a Penta. Like, and now that, and then it goes to what we were saying earlier, Rhea Ripley, because we know she will, once the dust settles of like this filler arc, come the new year, she's going to be right in the title picture like you so desperately want. But I don't see the same thing for some of the other names. Rhea, I think, is more of a for sure.
If it's filler, why not play around and play hot potato? Have some fun in the filler time. Make it a little bit dicey. You're committing. I know you're saying it's Crown Jewel and champion versus champion, which is I don't like. I didn't like it the last year with Cody and Gunther because you take so many pawns off the table. Like literally CM Punk's on ice because of that, right? The issues that I'm having here with Rhea and the side quest, I guess we're side quest right now, right? We're in side questing, is that it doesn't progress any point to the main quest of goal for either of them. If you're going to have Rhea stop by here in this thing, where's the seeds that you're planting besides the stare down with Stephanie Vaquer? Where's Rhea Ripley saying, I'm going to help you, but I'm going to go for gold after that? Where's Drew McIntyre, who seemingly feels like he's complaining about getting screwed over, right? And he did. Now he's going to side quest with Jacob Fatu when he could have just keep latching on to Cody, but because of Crown Jewel, he can't do that. So that's what I mean with these situations is you're thinking as if it's open world free roam gameplay, and I'm saying it's not. We're being limited and we're being trapped in this weird box of the season. And the issue is that where Survivor Series, there's always someone left off the table. That's you thought they were main event, but they weren't booked as a main event because they're not in that main event Survivor Series match. A la LA Knight.
LA Knight, yeah. Do you think he gets left off of Men's War Games? I think so too. I don't
think we're gonna get War Games with John Cena. And I know you talked about it with Chris Van Vliet a little bit because him being in a War Games match doesn't fit the John Cena mold. One, very dangerous match. Two, you're going to probably ask of John Cena to do something very stupid or take a crazy bump from somebody. Three, John Cena's best Survivor Series matches are him 1v5ing people. Like, that's the best ever that John Cena ever has been. So just make it a traditional Survivor Series match. Let John Cena come out there like, I'm not going to give it to you in a War Game. We're going to go old school Survivor Series style. Like, that's what I would rather see than the other way of him being in a War Games match.
Yeah, sure. But let's do this thought exercise. Let's list people that WWE is more likely to put in the babyface side of War Games over LA Knight. Because even though you don't think John Cena would be in there, they'd pick Cena over LA Knight. I think we would agree with that.
Of course.
Yeah. Of course. Both Jay and Jimmy, they'd pick them.
Of course.
They would pick CM Punk. They would pick Roman Reigns,
Randy,
Jacob Fatu. I think they'd pick over LA Knight.
They pick Jacob.
So, okay, even remove Jacob, right? We listed five. Sami Zayn, right? We have listed a number of people that I think would realistically get picked to be in War Games over LA Knight.
Yeah, which is interesting because who was feuding with Seth Rollins' division, the heel side of that War Games match?
Yeah, I mean, LA Knight.
Who's the only one that pinned Seth Rollins?
I'm not you're acting as if I'm against you. I'm with you. It is LA Knight. I'm with you here, man. Why must you always assume that this must be a struggle, good sir?
Oh, you know what I do not assume is that you're a Dom hater. And I do quote you, oh, Rusev's going to beat Dominic Mysterio because you need to establish Rusev with the IC title so that all of a sudden it's Sheamus. And I was like, nah, not so fast. Believe in Dominic. Therefore, sir, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and remember who you are, Santi. Look in that mirror and look for that dirty stash. Look for those ones that we used to cosplay as dirty Dominic Mysterio wearing that purple flanner with the single tear in his eye. Where is that Santi's at? That would believe that the Dominic Mysterio dirty Dom is a world beater. You left it. You got all in your logical brain of, oh, I'm a YouTuber content creator and I want to look smart rather than believing with your heart. Like you said in the Chris Van Vliet podcast, listen to the 7-year-old inside of you, Santi, that believes in the magic. And you know who that magic is? Yes, I may have frozen. The magic is Dominic Mysterio being the top heel in the WWE, the two-time, the mega champion, and the intercontinental title holder, dominating, outsmarting Rusev as someone who outsmarted AJ Styles. Did the Eddie Guerrero spot with the belt, foiled by the referee, outsmarted the referee and Rusev again, and beat Rusev. Get back into your mindset, Santi.
I think I got to go to the closet, Green Goblin style, and find my Dominic Mysterio cosplay. I don't have it available near me, but I might. You know what? I've been doubting. And I feel ashamed. You should. For being a doubtful Nancy here with Dominic Mysterio. I love the finish of that Rusev match. I thought that was awesome. I love that it wasn't the Americanos coming in, that it wasn't, Judgment Day, that it was Dom winning clean, his version of clean, using his ingenuity, his smarts, his dastardly dirtiness to be able to pick up the victory. And I do feel that we've been missing that from Dominic Mysterio. I wish we had gotten more of that here in the last couple of months, because all of his wins have just been Los Americanos or Judgment Day helping him in some regard. This is what I want out of Dominic Mysterio. This is the perfect version, the perfectly booked version of Dominic Mysterio. Because if you want me to buy into him as a champion, that's fine. Like, yes, please. But let's do it in a way where it isn't the same thing, same run-ins over and over again. Like, prove to me that he is worthy of being a champion by being the best cheater in the business. And I think they got it. They did it. They nailed it really well with that Rusev match. I still think Rusev is going to win the IC title at some point. But like, I thought that was the best that Dominic has looked in a really, really long time.
If he does lose the title, it's because of Finn Balor.
Sure.
And that's what they're definitely saying.
Yeah, if they ever actually pulled the trigger on that storyline, what are we in, like a year and a half of them teasing this?
But you would have to figure out like who's going to replace the Judgment Day, right? The Judgment Day can't die. The Judgment Day is a faction that's going to be, at the end of the day, people will start listing it in the top 10 factions of all time. I'm not saying better than DX, NWO, Bullet Club, yada, yada, but they've definitely served a great service in the modern day era, especially in the Renaissance era. But that's what I chose this podcast, Santi, to remind you who you are. Okay, I am Mufasa in the cloud, looking down upon my son Simba. I'm here to tell you, you are a dirty Dom.
Hang on, Sancho, give me a little bit of this, all right?
Sure.
Give me.
Santi, remember who you are, Santi.
The circle of life. I'm sorry that I doubted you. I'm so sorry that I ever thought that you could lose that Intercontinental Championship. Hug it out.
In the day we was born on this planet. The circle of life. And dude, I hope Don sees this and goes, by the way, dude, the best segment on Raw was that Penta and Dominic Mysterio commercial segment. That to me got me so hyped because, you know, he grabbed Byron Saxon's microphone, Penta, and just spoke in Spanish to him. And he was just like,
Pendejo.
Yeah. And the way that Dom just goes like, I beat him like 5 times.
So I said after that happened, I'm like, Dom won that promo. Like just with that line, it was it's like how like a few months ago, Logan would beat people with like just like a simple little remark or something like that. Or when like he called AJ old man, it was like, oh, it's over. It's over. After AJ goes, all right, old man, game over. You lost. And I do feel like that was something similar here. Luckily, it was in commercial break, so we got to enjoy it for what it was, but I don't think that it buried Penta or anything like that.
And what's the biggest rite of passage for a WWE superstar? Giving crap to Byron Saxton. If you could pull that off and just, you know, just dog walk Byron Saxton, you've done it. You're there, you know, because Saxton doesn't let everybody do that. But The Rock, now Dominic Mysterio.
Facts.
It's important. It's important.
All right. Let's move on here. We saw Los Americanos debut. We have Bravo and Rayo.
God.
Okay.
just call them like I could. You know what that is? That's a copyright play. That's an SEO play. That's like, who can we find that could give us the name that we could own quickly, pay for cheap. We could copyright it, and then we don't have to worry about anything. It's like the Viking experience or the Viking Raiders, all that kind of crap, right? The Vikings.
I mean, honestly, man, I would have just gone like
Pepe. Pepito.
Pepe honestly would have been hilarious. I think that would have been little Pedro, Manuel. Yeah, I like that. Ignacio.
Ignacio. Dude, they freaking gave Jeff Cobb, JC Mateo. That would have worked so much better for one of these dudes, Bravo and Rio or Rayo, whatever.
Yeah. It's or Rayo.
Rio would have been nice. Rio. That would have been perfect.
Like River?
Yeah.
El Rio Grande instead of El Grande Americano.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that could have worked.
Iconic enough because for those of you who know, that river separates Texas and Mexico.
Yes. Yeah, El Rio Grande. Dude, they should have hired us for that. I don't think anyone owns the copyright on El Rio Grande.
Like Bravo makes no sense. Benito, like anything. Tito, like. Yeah. I'm surprised. For me, honestly, when the Los Americanos came out, I had this moment, the fleeting thought, Santi. I was like, they fumbled it.
Dude, this is the equivalent of complaining about 7-Eleven hot dogs, though.
I'm fine. I'm fine with this. This is what the people want us to do. They want us to analyze. They want us to get down to nitty gritty. All right. They fumbled it because
they
what was the real
Americanos?
What was the real magic of Grande Americano? That anybody could be Grande Americano under the mask. Fair. But now that they named the other names, no longer that. Now it's about this fictitious or allegedly great family of luchadors.
Okay. But what if allegedly Chad Gable comes back as El Grande Americano and the Creed brothers are Rayo and Bravo?
See, now you're doing this. No. No.
What do you mean? Now they've got the right numbers.
And no, I wanted the Grande Americano verse, dude. I wanted anyone, the Spider-Man style, dude. Anyone wearing the mask could be Grande Americano. That was the magic of it. And now that we have these two other dudes, the Los Americanos, now it's getting to the levels of, all right, who are we making fun of here? The Mysterios, the Guerreros? Like, what family are we trying to emulate here? What Mexican royal family are we trying to emulate here?
I think that that they worked themselves into a forever storyline. I think this was supposed to end at WrestleMania 41, and with the
With
injury
Ray.
with Ray, yeah,
Ray would have unmasked him.
I think that was the point. And because that they weren't able to pay it off, they kind of kept running with it, and now it's grown into something much bigger than they probably anticipated, especially in Mexico and AAA. That is an interesting thought exercise. Like, would we be getting all of these Grande Americanos had Ray not gotten injured, right? Because if he doesn't get
Oh.
injured, then the El Grande Americano storyline likely ends at WrestleMania 41. And then we don't get all the stuff that's happening with allegedly Ludwig Kaiser in Mexico, Los Americanos. Maybe even Dominic Mysterio winning the Mega Campeonato would have been different because there's no El Grande Americano in that timeline.
Yeah, but that's the WWE in a nutshell, dude. They have something good and then they overcook it and fumble it. It's what it is, dude. They've in my eyes, I'm already seeing the signs of it crumbling apart because you can't write yourself out of this scenario. The perfect way to write yourself out of one man being Grande Americano and the other Grande Americano showing up is the original allegedly Grande Americano coming back and having a Grande Americano versus Grande Americano match. And that would have been it. That would have settled it. And then we would have had one Grande Americano. Now you have Los Americanos. It's like you take allegedly Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate off the table. The was it the Catch Republic? You take them off the table.
Catch Republic.
You take New Catch Republic gone, and you lose phenomenal workers. And they didn't even work a great match as Americanos. There was nothing spicy like Chad Gable or even Ludwig Kaiser allegedly could do that I could say, like, at least Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are showcasing their levels of skill. No, they just act more weaselly and act like generic luchadors. That it doesn't add that mustard, doesn't have that spice that Ludwig Kaiser allegedly added to Grande Americano. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
a little bit of.
I'm with you. I'm not sold on Los Americanos. It doesn't do anything for me. Like, for me, it's still about El Grande Americano. That's still the character that I care about. I do think it's starting to get overcooked. Them changing the entrance theme was kind of like symbol number one that like, we're going to go down a path that we don't want with this guy, aren't we? And here we are. I still have faith in there being something fun here with Chad Gable eventually returning whenever Rey Mysterio returns from his injury. So there's still something there. There's still juice to be able to squeeze out. But in the meantime, like this Rayo and Bravo thing, I'm not a fan of it either. Not digging it.
Because that's what happens when they try to like nail it, right? They're like, all right, let's give him a name, Bravo and Rio. You're like, why? They were just fine as who are these guys?
Yeah. No, I'm with you, man. Dude, we're agreeing a lot on today's episode. Look at us. Look at us. You know I'm leaving, so now you're like you're getting the graduation goggles. I'm leaving, so you want to sign my yearbook.
No, you're on Chris Van Vliet. I gotta be on your good side.
That's true. That's true. I'm Hollywood Santi now.
Yeah.
Down out. Bow, 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 bow. Steph, Tiffy, and Cody and Seth. We are seeing like polar opposite types of builds. I feel like Steph and Tiffy right now is the more traditional crown jewel type of build. Like, hey, this is an exhibition match. This is a brand new match that we've never seen before. Let's see what we get out of this. Maybe a fun match. Meanwhile, Cody and Seth, I love what they're doing here. I have to give credit and kudos to WWE for making a strong effort at actually building a meaningful storyline out of a crown jewel match, something that they could have easily gone away with not doing because of the gimmick of crown jewel. They could have easily just phoned it in and said, this is another exhibition match. But the fact that they're utilizing their years of a backstory of being enemies, of being friends, are they friends right now type of deal, makes me see this as a feud that not only matters to me in the result matters, but I've now been led to believe and have been convinced that it matters to the competitors as well. And if you can make me believe that, then you have made me buy into the fiction that you're selling. And I am in with what's going on right now with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. Certainly less so with Steph and Tiffy. There, I'm totally on board from the dream match perspective and that it's going to be a fun match. But with Cody and Seth, I feel like this is a match with consequences. It's a match that matters, where if Seth loses, is he really the leader? Is he really the guy that's going to usher in this new era, this new vision, this new future of the WWE? If Cody loses, what does that mean for Cody Rhodes as the quarterback of the WWE? Maybe he isn't all that he's been hyped. And I just appreciate that, because I compare that to last year's Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, where there really wasn't much to sink our teeth into. It really was just, hey, here's a match between two guys you like. No storyline. Yeah, it was a good match, but you're never going to talk about it because the winner never really mattered to begin with. But here,
Cody.
I do think that we have something. The winner will matter.
Cody. This is a prime case of the WWE figuring out that if you add some story to something, you can get something good out of it. My only thing is, I wish that Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton got more pomp and circumstance. Let them run an entrance. Let them do that in the ring. Don't just put them backstage, right? Get them in the ring. Make it feel more important than it is, than just like run of the mill. This is a match on SmackDown. I think when you look at the men's side of things, and I know there's more story to it, I know there's more juice you can sink yourself into. They had a vignette, they had a video package, they had the Seth Rollins entrance, they have the Seth Rollins like building up to meeting with Cody. So you had Seth Rollins entrance, you had the Seth Rollins promo, you had the Cody entrance and with no pyro, and then you had the Cody and Seth promo vignette, and then you had Seth Rollins saying, "I have to beat him." They put a lot of tender care and love into that. And I'm just hoping that with Tiffany Stratton and Stephanie McCarron, yes, there's no layers to that, but still they could give them the proper entrance of champions rather than let's just put them in a locker room. So I'm hoping that would change for that. And I've always believed in that, because the WWE could make anything important. And I said this on my watch party, is that they can make a friendship bracelet important. They can make champion versus champion for a showcase exhibition feel like a dream match. And I think they could definitely turn it around. They have time to make us feel like, wow, we're going to get something special with Stephanie McCarron and Tiffany Stratton.
I already think they're ahead of the curve compared to last year in both the men's and the women's, though. I already am more excited for Stephanie and Tiffy than I was for Liv and Nia, and I'm way more excited for Cody and Seth than I was for Cody Gunther. Yeah. So they've made great strides, if you ask me. There's still room for improvement, certainly here with the women, but I don't even blame them for there being room for improvement, because like Tiffy and Stephanie have literally never interacted with one another. So you are trying to build something from scratch. I hope that they try something, though. I am with you. I hope that they give it a little bit more substance.
Yeah, and a little bit different from Charlotte and Tiffy. And I think like this would be a true case of Tiffany Stratton as a champion and Stephanie Vaquer is, can they sell move tickets? Can they get people excited about their match beyond just what's on paper? Because if you look at Tiffany Stratton and Nia and Jade, Tiffany Stratton was comfortable selling Nia and Jade because they've had all those experiences with each other, right? They have that history, especially between Nia and Tiffy. But on this flip side, if you look at Stephanie and Tiffy, there's nothing they could build off of us. So this is going to be interesting. Can their names be enough? Is the question I have going forward. And I think they can be if the WWE gives them room. But I agree with you. Crown Jewel, I'm most excited for. I felt at first looking at Crown Jewel from a distance before it became in focus, I was like, this sounds like something I could miss. This is something I could watch at a different time because of not only the early time difference, but it's like outside commitments with family, things like that. But now that this card is getting sharper and more clearer, I'm like, I can't miss
it. Already looks better than WrestlePalooza. Like, it's already better built than WrestlePalooza, if you ask me. Like, let's look at the WrestlePalooza matches, right? So it was Cody and Drew McIntyre, no build, right? Like an actual WWE Championship match has a worse build than a Crown Jewel match right now that Cody's having.
I mean, you say no build, but there was a build of Drew hitting Cody and sending him away. Like it's there, but they didn't really build it up before. Like then Cody comes back and goes, Drew McIntyre, if you want a dance, we do this at WrestlePalooza.
And that was the build right there.
That was the build, yeah.
And already, I guess maybe saying no build was harsh. Compared to this, it pales in comparison to what they're doing right now.
Minimal build. Let's just minimal build. It was a minimal build.
I would agree. Minimal build right now for Tiffy and Stephanie, but there was also no build for Io and Stephanie. Like literally, that one actually had no build because Stephanie wasn't showcased or shown at all.
They had weeks to do. And they did nothing.
Like, dude, they literally had like a month, right? Since she vacated the title, since Naomi vacated the title, they could have built that storyline. I heard that Stephanie got sick, but like they were more focused on Io and the Kabuki Warriors in that story than building out that. Brock Lesnar and John Cena that wasn't a very good build. It really wasn't.
Yeah.
What was the other match? The Usos versus the Brawns. Okay. Whatever, I suppose.
AJ Lee, and that
had a great build. That had a great build. That was the best built match by far on WrestlePalooza. But I look at what they're already doing at Crown Jewel, the women's tag match, Kabuki Warriors and Rhea and Io. They've been building that for months, like literal. That is a build. We can talk about the corniness of the build, but it's a build, and it's a story that people are behind. AJ Styles, John Cena, short, no build, whatever. That's just a big match for the sake of a big match. Not too different from John Cena and Brock Lesnar and how they built that.
But at least it hasn't had a build that hurt the match.
I agree.
Does that make sense?
I agree. No, I agree. We're blank slate.
If you have nothing planned, don't give me anything then. Because then you're going to ruin the magic of what I think is like, you know what I mean? Like, just don't show up. Don't have AJ go like, hey, I'm going to face John, and don't have John show up and just have AJ out there sending out do nothing. Don't do that.
Just have the match.
Let's just wait. Just have the match.
We are here for the zip line, guys. We're not here for your storyline. We're not here for the drama of who's going to win. We're here for the zip line. We are here for John Cena versus AJ Styles. That's all we're here for. That's all we're here to do. Yeah. We know what we want.
You ever sat down in a restaurant and be like, I know what I want?
Yes.
Give it to me.
Yeah. Okay. And then the 2 Crown Jewel matches, we talked about those. Could we add another match? That's 4 already, which is a rarity, by the way, to already have 4 matches before the show.
You think we're going to get Becky and AJ?
Becky and AJ. But like, we haven't had AJ on TV for 2 weeks. If AJ helps Maxine Dupree win next week, which they could absolutely pull it off. And not only would that obviously help Maxine Dupree, in my eyes, that elevates Becky Lynch as a heel. If she can eat a loss to Maxine Dupree like The Rock lost to the Hurricane, I always reference that. That could be our catalyst because AJ Lee helps Maxine Dupree win, right? And then they run AJ and Becky Lynch. I wouldn't hate that. I just don't see it happening because we haven't had AJ for 2 weeks at all.
I mean, I hope we don't go the AJ saves Maxine route.
I hope so too. I'm with you because I think they did that with Nikki Bella. That was the build up to the Nikki Bella match, and everyone's like, whatever.
Well, you can look, you can't touch.
It's true.
You keep dreaming of the stars above.
We will do a total Bella's watch along on Patreon. It is going to happen.
Can I do a everything on the menu review? Good old Braun Strowman, dude. Everything. That dude is a hoss. Not only that, the Glaze Factory might have him as Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he's gonna play. He potentially might be playing Jason Voorhees, which I think is, dude. Is Jason? Who's the Jason Voorhees of WWE?
Kane.
You think it's Kane? Yeah, like in terms of longevity, you can bring back the Kane character at any moment. He's not the same as he once used to be, but like you can still bring him out for a quick, slashing and dashing. Yeah, I think that's a good one. It is Kane.
You seen Freddy versus Jason?
I have, yeah.
God, what a great story. That's a pro wrestling movie.
Was it Rey Mysterio in that movie? What? Hang on. I might have made that up. I
had a bad dream.
Rey Mysterio, Freddy versus Jason. Let me just confirm this. Hold on, we might have something here. I might not have actually fully made that up.
Where did you pull this from?
I don't remember. Okay, I'm seeing a Reddit post. Today I learned Rey Mysterio was Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger stunt double for parts of Freddy versus Jason. So he was Freddy Krueger's stunt double. And then I got slashed by Jason.
A 619. The demon in your dreams, bro.
Oh, man. You want to know what address I lived at on Elm Street? 619. Booyaka, booyaka.
Dude, but if you watch that, dude, I remember, and we talked about Freddy versus Jason's, but I remember that moment in the movie theater when they have like the face off for the first time, and I was like, oh my God, it's happening. Something that I never thought would happen. I've always had this dream as wanting to make video games when I was a kid. Like, it'd be cool if we had a scary movie, like horror movie fighting game, which someone eventually did, but it was like the idea of putting all these horror franchise together for a fighting game like Mortal Kombat, and I kind of like thought about it, but it'd be so sick. But man, when that moment happens, when they force stare down, it's like Rock and Hogan for me, dude.
It was,
Like,
dude. It was Rock and Hogan. It absolutely was. This comment is killing me in the Reddit. The top comment was, "Well, duh. The part where Freddy 619's Jason is a dead giveaway."
dude,
Who's that jumping out the sky?
That means we could watch Freddy versus Jason for Matt's
You're
Club
right.
movie.
For Matt's Club, we
Yes.
can watch Freddy versus Jason for movie night. You're right.
Yes.
Yo.
Oh.
I'm in. You son of a bitch. I'm in. You know what else I'm in right now? I'm in this Sami Zayn bandwagon. The Sami Zayn US Open Challenge is the best thing on SmackDown. It's the most consistently good thing on Friday Night SmackDown.
Whoa.
I think that this Open Challenge saved Sami Zayn in a way. Because it now allows for him to justifiably win. He should be winning these matches, absolutely. Because before, if you have him beating all of these names, all these guys, people are like, "Oh, Sammy never loses. Sammy Hogan this, Sammy Hogan that." By the way, people credit the term Sammy Hogan to me, and I didn't start that. All right, I did not start that. But it's my favorite thing on SmackDown. It's the thing I'm looking forward to the most every single episode. Who's the guy? Who's going to answer the challenge? I love that the last one was a surprise. Javon Evans coming out. A little bit of an obvious surprise, but a surprise nonetheless. You know, we're in a beggars can't be choosers type of economy where we haven't gotten a single surprise. So I'm glad that we finally got one. And I hope that we get more of that, because the air in the room kind of like getting like sucked out as people are kind of like holding in their breath as they wait to see like whose music hits, and then like the roar as everybody exhales is something that I thought this was desperately missing, and I'm glad that they brought it back here with what was an absolute heater of a match with Javon Evans.
It definitely saves SmackDown. I feel like SmackDown has been struggling so hard, and you need a cornerstone thing, dude. It's like having a weekly content video that you know you can rely on. I could rely on Santi's Reddit video. I could rely on a prediction video from Santi. So that's what we needed for SmackDown more than ever, because the MFT is a soft reboot. They're going to reintroduce everybody. I did like the package they gave to JC Mateo. They finally gave him some due and understood that this guy is a champion everywhere else. So they try to give him some edge. But when it comes to Sami Zayn, they figured out we need to do it the style of let him just stand in the ring. That's like the best way to have all eyeballs on Sami Zayn and to give that. And I like the idea, like you mentioned, we get rid of the underdog stigma by making him the favorite in every matchup that he's in. And it's going to work because eventually I do find it an interesting thing. And did I point this out to you last week? Yes, I did. They did the haluva kick and the power bomb, the Blue Thunder, and they did it again. They're setting it up for the haluva kick being the setup to the Blue Thunder bomb, so that when Sami Zayn haluva kicks somebody with the cover, it's not going to pin, because it needs now to be the combo of the haluva kick and the Blue Thunder to be that ultimate sequence.
I think that's great. Yeah, it's the thing I look forward to the most now on Friday Night SmackDown. I think
I
it's
want
the
a
most
TNA guy
consistently
next.
good thing. That'd be cool.
Joe Henry would be sick.
Joe Hendry would be awesome. Dude, Oba, he just lost the NXT championship. If Oba answers, it's over, right? That's when the reign ends.
But that's my fear, dude. That's my fear. You can't give Oba a belt right out the gate.
Oh, hang on. Music all of a sudden started playing. Sancho, oh my God. I accidentally hit play on my earbuds. And because my Spotify was on, some of the listeners heard 4 seconds of Uptown Girl. She's been living. Why was that ready at the helm to play on my Spotify? Hopefully that doesn't catch the copyright on YouTube.
We'll find out. You can mute it.
I know, I will mute it. I just think it'll be untouched on Patreon. So if you heard a weird little skip on YouTube, is I accidentally started playing Uptown Girl by Billy Joel.
I mean, I could edit. Hold on, I'll find it. There, I clap. There we go. Okay, look. Sami Zayn, I can't lose to Obafemi. Obafemi can't be on the main roster with a title right away. That's just not how you do things anymore, dude. You can't have like that is I don't think they're gonna fumble Obafemi. I think they could have a bad launch of Obafemi and he could recover. I could believe in Obafemi recovering from a bad launch. They're not going to carry and cross it, right? They're not going to put him in a little crossword thing with a helmet. because Vince McMahon's no longer around, right? They're not gonna. I think the debut, if you're gonna do an Obafemi debut, you have to kind of do it like Nakamura. It's the only kind of person that I see that has that. I'm not looking for a Kevin Owens type of start. I'm looking for a Nakamura that if he wins the Royal Rumble, then that will be a solid start. But winning United States Gold and holding on to that and being a mid-card boss, I don't think gets us into that championship level that most fans expect Oba to be in, because United States title, undisputed. It's the tale as old as time. You can't make that jump, brother. You can't make that jump.
I think personally, I'm going to play devil's advocate and say if he was beating LA Knight, if he was beating Rey Mysterio or beating Shinsuke Nakamura or Logan Paul for the title or Solo Sikoa for the title, I'd be inclined to agree. But this would be beating main event Sami Zayn. This is a guy that is going to go on an insane run. As we said, the best thing, the most entertaining thing on SmackDown. I think beating him specifically for the title after a big run with the U.S. title, doing the open challenges, I think that hits differently if Oba beats him over just winning the U.S. title. This isn't winning the U.S. title. This is ending Sami Zayn's run in the open challenges, which I do think is like a cherry on top of just becoming a rudimentary U.S. champion. That's my thoughts on it. I know I kind of get what's that?
Why not IC title then?
Because the IC title doesn't have at the moment, because of the run that's happening, doesn't have the same reverence as the US title, because the US title, although it doesn't have that legacy of the IC title, it has in the moment, it is the more prestigious title because it is held by a former WrestleMania main eventer. It is held by a guy that many people believe is going to win a world championship. It is held by a guy that is defending every single day and beating everybody. But until he runs into the ruler of SmackDown, that's when it ends. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but I think Oba winning a championship right off the get-go is kind of on brand for how they booked this guy on NXT.
That's okay, Santi. If I bought you a United States title or IC title, what would you want?
That's not at all a proper comparison. It
matters.
Isn't.
It matters. The IC title has prestige. The IC title has people around there that Obafemi could have better matches with Monday Night Raw. The jump from the IC to World Heavyweight would make so much sense for an Obafemi character versus him just being on SmackDown and holding down the United States title for God knows how long. He can't go anywhere.
All right,
else.
But your solution here is to not build the U.S. title to get to that level. I'm saying
it's never going to happen.
Why
I hate
not?
to tell you. It's been years, decades. It's never going to happen.
Well, because it hasn't been booked in the same way as the IC title. Right now, the U.S. title is booked better than the IC title, and I'll die on that hill because of Sami Zayn. It's got the better champion. Title
is way further than the United States. It's like leagues ahead of everything. There's no way in your mind that you could tell me that once Sami Zayn leaves the United States title, dropping it to Obafemi, like you say, and everybody wants, because Obafemi deserves that, like you said, for the NXT booking, that Sami Zayn now could go for Cody Rhodes in the Undisputed title?
You're crazy if you think the answer to that is no. With everything that's going on right now, Saudi Royal Rumble, you are actually crazy if you think the answer is no.
No, that's different. That's the Royal Rumble winner. That's the Royal Rumble winner.
What the hell does the Royal Rumble winner get?
I'm talking about
a world championship.
United States champion cannot make
Sancho,
that leap.
In what world does anybody drop the IC title and then just instantly get a world title shot? They win something to get an opportunity. Gunther won the King of the Ring, you moron!
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You buffoon! He won, it's not the IC title, then it's winning the King of the Ring. Do you understand how dumb you're being right now?
No, I'm trying to tell you that the United States title holder does not get that Royal Rumble win. They did not get the King of the Ring win. They don't do that. They don't get that undisputed leap to the undisputed title. They switch brands to the heavyweight title. I'm trying to tell you that the United States holder does not have the same reverence as the IC title holder.
And I'm telling you to
win the Rumble.
stop. I'm telling you to stop thinking about the history and just think about the now. Whoever dethrones Dominic Mysterio is not all of this. Like, Dominic isn't all of a sudden undisputed championship material when he loses the Intercontinental Championship.
No, because he's heavyweight. I'm saying that's the move for Dominic. I'm trying to tell you, if Dom was the United States holder, and if Dom loses United States Championship, he's not going to be anywhere near any kind of heavyweight undisputed unless he wins the Royal Rumble, unless he wins King of the Ring. I'm trying to tell you, but when Dom loses the IC title, he could go after the heavyweight. He could do that. That makes so much more sense for him to do that than losing in the United States.
You seem to think
when LA Knight lost the United States title, what happened to LA Knight? Did he win the King of the Ring? Did he win the Royal Rumble? Did he advance the Royal? No. When Jacob Fatu lost,
ain't no way that you believe that LA Knight and Obafemi are going to be treated the same.
Jacob Fatu lost the United States title. Where did he go? Has he won the King of the Ring? Has he won the Royal Rumble? Have you even thought that he's going to win the Saudi Royal Rumble? No, you're in the Sami Zayn boat.
He lost it in the fall. There's nothing to win.
Logan Paul lost his United States title. You think Logan Paul would have gone and have a chance to beat the heavyweight champion or the undisputed champion?
He faced Cody Rhodes for the undisputed championship. What are you talking about?
When Rey Mysterio lost the United States title, did he go anywhere and do anything?
That's a former world champion already. That's a former Rumble winner. That's a former WrestleMania main eventer.
You're putting all your eggs in Sami Zayn, that Sami Zayn is going to be elevated to win the Royal Rumble possibly, or Chamber, or King of the Hill after this run. You're telling me Sami Zayn will be a champion in 3 to 5 years?
Are you telling me no? With all of the context that you already know about Saudi being involved, you really don't think that Sami Zayn is going to win a world championship?
You know what?
Gentlemen's bet, 3 years from now? Within the next 3 years, Sami Zayn wins a world championship.
All I know is he's not going to make that jump up to the heavyweight title, to undisputed title. He has to go to do it through the Royal Rumble and King of the Ring. He cannot be a United States champion making his jump up.
Yeah, but like you seem to think like the two are like mutually exclusive. Like you lose the US title to then go win those things. Like Gunther lost the IC title to win the King of the Ring.
Because it's the IC title. The IC title means a lot more.
You make absolutely no sense right now. Like it's baffling to me. I do not see your logic in this at all.
I'd rather be an Intercontinental champion in WWE than United States champion.
I don't even disagree with that sentiment. That's not even what was being argued.
I'm telling you that the United States putting it on Obafemi is what you're thinking is not going to be the best thing for him. That title doesn't go anywhere beyond that mid card. That's it. I'm saying that if he was an IC title holder, there's more for him.
I'm looking at things
unlocks for him
right now. If Oba is the one that ends Sami Zayn's open challenge, his streak of amazing matches by beating him in an amazing match, it will do more for Oba in elevating him immediately onto the main roster. We're even talking way too early to talk about world championships, considering this is a guy that hasn't even debuted on the main roster. I am telling you that this would elevate Obafemi to stardom significantly more than beating Dominic Mysterio for the United States title.
Who does he feud with then on SmackDown?
Who the hell cares right now? I'm talking about the moment, the debut of Oba.
No, I know, but that's
the same question for the Intercontinental title. It's the same problem.
Rusev, Sheamus, Dom, Finn Balor, LA Knight. He's over there on Raw. There's so many more.
We can play this game, and I could list a bunch of people on SmackDown too if you really wanted to. All right, Sami Zayn, Jacob Fatu, Damian Priest, former world champion. You got Aleister Black over there. Like, there are names there for Obafemi to absolutely feud with. If they want to get gritty and nasty, you could bring in Drew McIntyre to feud with him. You could even bring in a Randy Orton if you really wanted to. That's the level and caliber of talent that we're talking about Obafemi.
How dare you forget of Shinsuke Nakamura?
Shinsuke ain't not in the picture.
That's why you need to go to Japan.
He ain't in the picture, brother.
That's why you need. Hey, when Shinsuke won the United States title, right? Hey, come on now.
You knew that was going to go nowhere. It was Shinsuke. You knew that was going to go nowhere.
My point I want to make is I don't think the right play for Obafemi is to beat Sami Zayn. I don't think so. I think
think
there's too much juice for the Sami Zayn, dude. There's so much juice left. There's so much opportunities.
Wait, I'm not saying beat him
matches.
next week.
It's gonna feel like it's gonna be like let's see. What if they had an open challenge at Perth? That'd be cool. I think that'd be cool.
I would love that.
Cool.
Like I see Sami Zayn holding this thing like for the
Survivor
rest of the
Series?
year. Like at least until the end of the year. You know what would be a sick place to debut Oba would be John Cena's retirement. Not as the retirement match, but like the retirement event. That'd be a dope place to debut an Oba. Right? Like a new star coming in as an old star is going out.
So you want Oba on ice till December?
I mean,
that's a long time, brother.
If they have something for Oba now, do it. Right? But have something for Oba. Have something for him. Don't just, here's Oba, and then not have anything for him and not have something immediately in place for him, because I've seen that play out so many times with NXT call-ups.
I know, yeah.
I'd rather them have something for Oba. If that means being on ice for a while, that's fine. Like so long as when they debut him, they have something for him. And he could still be in NXT, by the way, because there's that invasion angle with TNA. Like they can still use Oba on NXT.
You know what I guess the resentment I have about the call-up winning the United States title is Julia. That's the thing that Julia was fooling me, man. Sure. And I don't want Oba to get that, to win the title and then just be on ice with the title in his hands. That's like the worst case scenario for him, because if they did open challenges with Oba, I'd be on board with, but then now you're building up an OP character fighting mid-card people that have ever been established in the SmackDown, right?
I think that's judging a delicious apple because you had one really bad rotten apple in your life.
Dog, I've eaten one Lunchable when I was in first grade.
Ruined.
I threw up. Never again. Never again. And I don't want to see Oba beating Sami Zayn for the United States title, because it's just SmackDown, dude. It's a 2-hour show that already has so much holes in its game, and it has so much problems booking. It has very inconsistent storylines that rely on DQs and run-ins and brawls. And I feel that Obafemi as a OP character wouldn't benefit on that brand as much as he would on a Monday Night Raw chasing the IC title, because you have Bronson Reed, Braun Breaker. Like there's so much like crazy matchups you could have over there that will last Braun Breaker's career more so than SmackDown, which is seemingly losing hours and minutes as time goes by.
We'll see, man. We'll see. But let's get to New Heat Order. Let's wrap this bad boy up. This was supposed to be shorter. We still went 2 hours.
Well, first off, you were like, "Oh, are we happy? We're agreed on everything."
Nah. We had to end it on a disagreement.
People come for the juice.
They come for the beef.
Drama. They come for the beef.
Where's the beef?
Do you think you could eat a whole menu like good old Braun Strowman?
A whole menu?
Okay, what restaurant could you think you could eat the whole menu in if you had to, if your life depended on it?
I think the one that I think I might have a chance is Taco Bell. Because if you think about no, listen. Like most restaurants, like Taco Bell doesn't have like a sandwich. It's usually like much thinner. the carbs are much thinner than in a lot of places. Okay. Right? Because it's tortillas. And I think tortillas are easier to be able to eat a lot more of than like buns. I'm not saying I can do it. You asked what one do you think I could? I think the answer is none, but I think Taco Bell gives me the best opportunity. Like would I struggle with like the burritos and they have like gorditas or whatever the hell, the Crunchwrap Supremes. Yeah. Like that's the tough part of the menu, but quesadillas, dude, I'm downing those. Those quesadillas are tiny. They're small. Most of their tacos are tiny one biters for me.
Are you sure? Like you could pick any restaurant and you pick a fast food. I think that's your mistake. I would pick Starbucks because I could eat everything on that menu.
That's not a restaurant though. I feel like that's stretching the definition. That's
sorry,
a coffee shop.
I'm sorry. Do you get food there?
Yeah,
Can I get food? Can I get food there?
You can get food at my house, and that's not a restaurant.
Can I get food there?
You can get food at a vending machine. Is that a restaurant?
Dude,
no, man. I think you need to be I think people know when you say restaurant, most people don't think of Starbucks. I feel like you're playing here with the definition. You know, most people wouldn't qualify that as a restaurant.
Okay, can you eat the entire Cravings menu at Taco Bell? I think this is a pretty realistic question, right? This is pretty real, like one part of the menu. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Loaded beef nachos.
Yes.
Loaded beef
Yeah.
nachos. Okay.
Yeah.
Cheesy double beef burrito.
Double beef. That's tough.
Right.
That's
You're
tough.
already hit. All right.
Already hitting a wall.
Chicken enchilada burrito.
You see, the burritos are the tough part here.
Right. Cheesy fiesta potatoes.
Potatoes are tough, man, to have to down.
Yeah. 3 cheese chicken flatbread melt.
Easy. That's easy. It's a flatbread.
A classic stacker, which is it's like a quesadilla folded in half.
Easy.
Double stack taco. That's a flour taco and a corn taco.
Easy.
Shell.
Dude, those things are one biters.
Cheesy bean and rice burrito.
The bean burritos are pretty easy to down. I would say I think that's pretty easy.
Okay. Spicy potato soft taco.
Easy. All of the tacos, easy, dude. They're one bite.
Cheesy roll up. That's like a rolled up little taco.
Oh, even easier.
My kid, like
a
kids
taquito.
get that. Yeah. Caramel apple empanada. Ooh, now
that sounds delicious. Yeah, but that sounds delicious.
Now here we go, dude. This is your broad breakers and your Femi's coming up next. Now we're in the mid card, okay? The 7-layer burrito.
I'm done. I've lost.
And then up after that, here comes Bronson Reed with the chili cheese burrito.
All right. I think the answer is no. Let's get to new heat order here.
Oh, come on. You have 4 tacos left. The double decker taco supreme.
All tacos I can do.
Yeah, but that's the one with beans in between the
tacos I can do.
And what about the Cool Ranch Doritos?
Easy.
Dude, that would be a good video for you on your YouTube channel.
What, to try and finish the entire Taco Bell menu? Dude, no.
No, the Cravings value menu.
Oh, Cravings value menu. Yeah, you got to take a piece, you know. You can't try and play all of the Soulsborne games. You got to just pick one at first. Got to start with Dark Souls 3, you know.
Dog, I would watch that. I'm not going to lie.
What, Dark Souls 3?
No, seeing you eating a Cravings value menu.
No, I don't have that big of an appetite, even though I'm a big, strong, beefy, hairy man.
Call it Santi and more. YouTube.
I won't be doing that.
Great idea, but no. Number 1 for new heat order. For those of you who don't know, new heat order is the buzz, the excitement. Who gets us all excited? What gets us arguing back and forth like Oba and Sami Zayn and Gunther?
Sammy? That open challenge? I mean, we could talk Roman.
No love for Jay?
Okay, let's go Jay Roman, I guess. 1 and 2.
Don't lie down because you're turning into a pumpkin. Don't pumpkin out on me.
We hit the 2-hour mark. We're at 2 hours and 1 minute. You have me for like 3 more minutes. I also need to use the washroom, so let's power through this. And we have way more to record.
I know. Jay Uso 1, 2.
Roman.
Great pops. Any love for Cody? I like Cody and Seth this week.
Yeah, let's put Cody Seth here back to back. Okay. And then give me. Can I get Asuka?
Can you get Dominic Mysterio?
All right, give me Dominic Mysterio.
All right, thank you. See, dude, you got a lot of work to get back into the Dom world, because already you said it wouldn't matter if Oba Femi beat Dom, and I'm already like, ooh, you know, you got a lot of work.
Okay.
You got a lot of work to do. I'm worried. Should I call your dad?
Mijo.
I'm concerned. Your son doesn't like Dominic Mysterio. Did he like give you the cold shoulder or something one day? Did he not like your post that we have so far? We have Jay, Roman, Cody, Seth, Dom. 6. Asuka. I'll give you Asuka.
Yeah, give me Asuka.
That was a 6 centipede face paint.
I loved it. I thought that was awesome.
Right? I had stared at it way too long. I thought it was entrancing. Number 7. I could dog, why you hate a LA Knight facing Kofi Kingston, bro? They're gonna put him and Penta together, okay? LA Knight and Penta, all right. You're gonna get the LA Knight smooth operator. I know he's down and rung a little bit, but come on now. Don't rain on my parade. I gotta take what I can get.
Nobody wants to see that, man. Nobody wants to see that. That was
dude. Did you see what happened? He accidentally kicked Kofi in the head and dazed him.
No, I missed that.
Yeah, they were going over a spot, and then like LA Knight dazed Kofi, and he was out on his feet.
Oh damn!
And I can't believe they kept going after that moment. I was like, they should stop the match, but they didn't. Let's see. I'm looking around here. Mello, mid. That was a good moment with Mello. That was a little moment where he grabs Miz's hand like, I ain't gonna let you get it out. Can give me a Mello at 10.
What about the return of Jacob Fatu? That did nothing for you?
No.
What about Sammy? Did we already put Sami Zayn on here?
No, we can put Sammy at 7.
No, I think Sammy.
Over Oscar?
No, I'd go Oscar then Sammy. Like I really think Oscar's doing some fantastic work that we should celebrate. We down to put Javon here? The man did triple duty in 1 week. Match on Tuesday, match on Friday, match on the next day at No Mercy.
We didn't talk about Victory Road. We both had it on our streams. It was a really cool event. There are a lot of things they need to iron out in terms of all that. But I think the biggest thing is they need to iron out copyright. To not be able to have the WWE footage is kind of weird when you're watching.
Yeah, I just changed my to my face cam. So I'm like, I'm not removing this. I'm not going through that.
I should probably do that next time. But overall, I thought Victory Road was cool. The Division X match blew my mind. But it's interesting to see the juxtaposition between a Javon Evans and Sami Zayn X match versus the one that was at TNA type of vibe. There you have so far. Who's 9 and 10?
We already put Cody and Seth. We down to put some of the other people that are in the storyline. Like Kyrie's been really great. Io. I'd honestly put Kyrie over both of them right now.
Any love for Bailey and Lyra?
No. I'm not. That story's not hidden with me right now.
Are you seeing what I saw about
level? I have different concerns. My concern is like I don't know what the fuck this is. That's concern number one. In that like I don't know if this is eventually a feud between Lyra and Bailey, or is this a tag team of Lyra and Bailey, and the whole shtick is like, I don't know which Bailey I'm getting today. I don't know where it's going, and
it's a waste of Raquel and Roxy, in my opinion.
What's that?
It's a waste of Roxy and Raquel.
I mean, it seems it's the only thing they do every week with those two. Like they're on like weeks. People talk about the Vision versus the Usos and the baby faces. People aren't talking enough about Lyra and the Judgment Day being a thing that they do week in and week out.
I kind of.
Who are you feeling right now?
Jimmy?
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, who's at 10?
Our last one.
I mean, the last one. Any of the ladies wrestlers? I mean, we had Julia and B-Fab and Michin and Kiana James. Threw us a bone.
Jacob Fatu. Throw Jacob Fatu in there.
I just didn't like them snatching the mics back and forth. You know what? I do miss Gunther. Now that we brought up his name, we said his name. Where is
Sancho?
Gunther?
Sancho. You miss me, Sancho.
Sancho, you forgot, Sancho, that I've won the King of the Ring. Sancho, I beat Randy Orton. I choked him out, Randy. I have him, Randy. Sounds like Andre the Giant a little bit.
All right. Well, folks, that is our list. Thank you very much for watching this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. An extra bonus special thank you goes out to our $15 patrons. They are the producers of the show, and as a result, they get their name read out here. So thank you goes out to Sancho Deserves to Be on the Thumbnail, Alas Real Podcaster, Sancho and Santi, Adrian Bestie, Aiden S., Abreem Zuda, Alex Regal, Alex Waddle, Alfie the Chosen One, Alfie Walfi, American Nightmare, Cody Lander, Antonio Arjona, Antony, Arctic Wolf, Ariel Pacheco, Arrogance, Ashley, Aussie Kingslayer, Austin Hoagland, Ao Carr, Bailey Saunders, Beans, B Hostile, Bing Bong Wepa, Blenda, Blue Cord, Bluefish, Bobby, Bradley, Brayton Primo, Brady Keaton, Brody Cyphers, Brian Gallardo, Caleb Parker, Cameron Waring, Cameron Talks WWE, Carlos Gonzalez, CB, Chimchar Collectibles, Chris Butner Lucas, Christian Anderson, Chucky Gonzalez, Clay, Colby Mayo, Cool Whip Tim, Corey King, create an NXT hot takes video, you cowards, Dalton Dunbar, Dan Schuberth, Derek Barnhart, Diego Villera, Digi, D. Lopez. Don't forget the hyphen between 3 and 1. LOL Santi. Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Dwayne the Cock Johnson. Dylan, Sean, Egg Toast, El Hijo del Dr. Jelly Roll Jr., El Juan de Americano, El Jochi, Eric Ruiz Romero.
Bad Bunny being the Super Bowl halftime show.
Bad
A Bad
Bunny.
Bong. A Bad
Chambea.
Bunny.
Aaron Thorne,
Ah.
Ethan Domingue, Ethan Frazier, A. Sancho, I see you at WrestlePalooza, bitch. I said Chargers lost. Don't wait. Don't wait. There's no more. I said that wrong. Anyways,
Butchered
5
it.
Knuckle RKO, Fletcher Walpole, FMFCMA, Freezer, Fugnux, Gabriel Mesa, Garrett Coons, Garrett Woods, Gilbert Deans, Governor, GXA Man, Heath Robertson, Hey Mom, you're the best, Kenny. Shout out to Kenny's mom, you know what I'm saying?
Kenny's
Hey
mom.
Shakes, I'm like Santi Claus without the Santi. All right. I'm Rick James, bitch. Ian McNugget. I'm Braun Strowman. Imposter Sancho. Issa says, I'm the Cena retirement tour, but better. It's Astro Kid, J.E., Jack Gibley, Jack Harris, Jackson Parrish, Jacob Fat 2, Jacob Mueller, Jacob Pena, Jacob Staffel, Jake Chavoya, Jared Hernandez, Jason De Dios, Jason Vane, Javier Rodriguez, Jax Teller, Jay Iscal on all platforms, Javion McDuffie, JC Worley, Jelly Goose Lesnar Roll, Jelly Roll, Jeremiah Finley, Jeremiah Kelly, Jigsaw, but it's Triple H's voice. I want to play a game. Joe Velez, Joey Romig, Joey Wrestling, Johnny Moore, Johnny Owens, Jordan Lynch, Josby, Joshua Kane, Juliana Sarfi, Justin Brooks, Justin Perkins, Caleb Martin, Kevin Bega, Kayon P, Kuwaiti Rick Buggs, Liam, Lil Shifu, Lachlan, Look, it's Pac-Man, Wepa, Luis Jimenez, Majed, Mark, Marnie, YCSM, Matthew Oberg, Matthew Watkins, Mossy, Mayhem, Matthew, Mackay, Meredith Lee, Michael Paz, Michael Trevino, Michelle McCool replaced my username, Miguel Paredes, Mitchell X, Muhammad H. Ahmed, Muhammad Albanai, Nathan Tully, Nicholas Kyle, Nick Bushkeys, Nighthawk, Nihilus, Nina Ure, NyQuil Pad, Noah Booth, Obinobi, Oil Up Now, Santi69, OJ the DM, Oliver Hammonds, Oscar Ruiz, our Bedwetting Pumpkin Santi, Papa Bear, Pat R, Pat McMark, Brody, Prince Vegeta, Puppet Spanker Johnson, Rashad Walton, Reaper God, Rick Marr, 1R, Ricky Dutcher, Royce Ruffo, Ruben Sanchez, Ryan didn't wet the bed, Santi did, hashtag free Ryan, Ryan Spradley, Riley, Sadie Brinks, Alguero, Sam Brown, Sancho doesn't get a safe space, Sancho is Hijo del Santi Jr., Sancho's #1 fan, Santi oil up for Cena retirement man, Santi should not talk AEW, Santi custom game, Santi tribal chief, Gibby Fresh, Sauce God, Saudi Rick Boog, Savage Field, Semba, Shaggy WWE, Shane, Shitstain Nakamura, Shock, Sip God, Sir Nightmare, Slime Manny, Slotok Rodriguez, Stevie G, Super Malachi Galaxy, Tamon Bryan, Team Ryan over Team Santi, the Vanilla Joe Rilla, the Visionary, the LA Knight, Mega Glazer, Jacob Kufis, the Final Boss, Bloodline Rules, Theo Perdios, the Wepa Warrior, Bing Bong, Tim Higgins, Toasty, Tobias Burnett, Tom Lehman, Tom Sarati, Trent Head, Trevor Harder, Tribal Chief, Joshua Uso / put Sancho on the thumbnail, Two Slapped, Cupid, Tycho, Tyler Logan, Unknown Zero, Vegan Penguin, Venom, Verzo, Voitzi, Juan Pablo III, White Mexican, William Newton, Zach Mira, Yo Girl Side, Zach Griffin, Zacharias Cox, Zay2K needs Santi to oil up, Zeke Love, and Zergzito, and Lord BBNJ. Thank you guys very much for being a $15 patron. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and be good people.